เฮ้สวัสดีจ้าทุกคนคอมฟื้นคืนชีพแล้วใช่แล้ว แต่ก็ไม่แน่ว่าน้องจะดับใหม่ คือเราก็ไม่แน่ใจ หวังว่ามันจะไม่ดับนะ เราก็เพิ่งรู้ว่าสตรีมเมื่อกี้ตอนน้องเต้นไม่มีเสียงเพลง sorry มันอาจจะติดลิขสิทธิ์ก็ได้ คือเราไม่รู้ แต่คราวนี้มีเพลงแล้วนะ แม้ว่ามันจะไม่อินซิงก็ตามหวังว่าคราวนี้มันจะไม่ดับนะ ใช่ตอนนั้นคำดับ แล้วมารู้ตัวอีกทีก็คือ เหมือนแบบเมมจะเต็มแล้วมันแบบรันไม่ได้น้องเต้นเสร็จแล้วฮายเราไม่ได้ไปแก้หน้าน้องนะ นั่นเราได้มีเพลงไหมนะฮะไม่ได้ยินเหรอ เมื่อกี้ไม่ได้ยินเสียงเพลงเหมือนกันล่ะมันอาจจะดูดเสียงก็ได้ฉันไม่เข้าใจเหมือนกันอะโอเคเราปิดเสียงละเสียงเพลงกันนะนั่นมันเลสลี่อะไรอะ อ่านไม่ออกแป๊บนึงนะมันเลสลี่แล้วครอบครัวได้เวทมนต์ให้นางกลับมามีชีวิตแล้ว เย้แปะแปะแปะแปะแปะแปะไม่รู้ได้ยินเสียงไหมนะได้ยินเสียงตบมือแล้ว โอเค เราให้น้องนั่งดีๆกันดีอ่ะทีนี้หน้าน้องอาจจะเอียงหน่อยนะเนาะน้องตบกับคอมมาจนเหนื่อยอ่า แต่ว่าตกกระจายหมดเลย โอเค เรากลับมาเถอะ เราเปิดเกนชินทิ้งไว้คือมันก็ดีนะมัน เพราะว่ามันจำ มันจำprogress ไว้ให้ นี่แดนแดนเว็บคือตอนเรามาไลฟ์ซีน มันจะไม่เห็นเกม มัน เพราะว่าเกนชินมันมองไม่เห็นอะไม่รู้ว่าทำไม โอเค ต่อกันเถอะสองคนนี้เขาก็บ่นกันอยู่ว่าไอ้สัญญาสงบศึกนี่มันเป็นยังไง มันเชื่อได้จริงหรือเปล่าใช่ปะเราจะหวังว่าคราวนี้มันจะไม่แบบ
Positive. Some of our guys had a run-in
หวัง
with
ว่า
the
คราวนี้มันจะ
Fatui.
ไม่
They caught them conspiring together
ไม่ดับนะ
firsthand. I knew it. The
กำลัง
Tenryu
วิ่ง
Commission
เคว
are a
ส
bunch of crooks.
อะไร
They
อะ
never change.
โทร
Honestly,
ดัง
it's
รอ
kind of
เลย
naive for Her Excellency to take them at their word, isn't it? Shh, keep your voice down. Someone's coming.
แป๊บนะเหมือนน้องจะคอหัก
There, what you talking about?
Captain, you're back.
แป๊บนึงนะทุกคนเหมือนน้องจะคอหักแล้วขอแก้น้องแป๊บนึงทุกคนอาจจะเห็นหน้าต่างนะปกติละ ปกติละ เมื่อกี้น้องนั่งเอียงอ่ะ โอเค เดี๋ยวกลับมาหน้านี่นี่ไงล่ะ ไม่นั่งเอียงแล้วเฮ้ยสวมอันนี้ฉันอ่านแล้วนี่ โอเคฉันอ่านมาฉลองกับพวกนายไงล่ะ
Do you think we should tell the captain about what we were discussing just now? No, let's not mention
ไฟจะดับหรือเปล่า
She's one of her closest advisors.
เมื่อกี้ไฟมันกระพริบกระพริบอะ
Could have been her
ที่
idea.
บ้านเราอะ
I'm sure the captain would see where we're coming from, but you're right. We should probably
ปั
play
ญ
it
หา
safe.
คอม ตอนแรกคอมดับ
Welcome back
เฉ
to
ย
Watatsumi Island, Captain.
ๆตอนนี้ไฟ
Nothing to
จะดับ
report
หรือเปล่า
here. Everything is a-okay.
โอ
Her
เค
Excellency
ทุ
should
ก
be
อ
in
ย่าง
the
ปก
village
ติ
at
ดี
present. Head straight over if you wish, Captain.
Paimon definitely detected some hush-hush going on there. But if they aren't gonna talk, we might as well head over to the village.
โอเคเราก็ไปที่เควสต่างอันเลยซึ่งหมู่บ้านก็อยู่ตรงนี้เอง สวัสดีจ้า สวัสดีจ้า
Admit it! We know you've been secretly supplying the Tenryo Commission with goods purchased on Watatsumi Island.
โอ้อะไรกัน
I
Sao
knew
thằng-
something was
cái
off
này
about a Tenryo commission merchant doing business here. So, what do you have to say for yourself, huh?
I'm innocent.
Ha! You're as
ใส่
guilty
ร้าย
as
กัน
they
นี่นา
come. You never should have been allowed to set foot on this island, let alone do business here. Take him away.
เดี๋ยวก่อนสิเธอ ใช้ความรุนแรงไม่ได้นะ
Kokomi, there you are! Something's going down over here. You should take a look, pronto!
จริง
Your Excellency, this merchant is suspected of criminal activity, so we seized him for questioning. Our
ลูก
surveillance
แกมีหลัก
shows
ฐาน
that
ห
in
รือเปล่า
his whole
คือฉันไม่
time
รู้
here, he has made
กฎ
numerous
หมายอะไรนะ แต่
purchases,
ก็
but no sales.
เขาก็ทราบ
And
แช่
yet he
ค่ะ
has no stock in his possession. We believe it's highly probable that he has been supplying the
เฟซ
Tenryo
ยาจา
commission
แล้วมันไม่
behind
มี
the
เสียง อ๋อ
scenes.
I haven't.
That will do. Let's not let ourselves get too worked up here, shall we?
ไม่
Everyone
ใช่
take a deep
หาย
breath
ใจ
with
เข้า
me.
ลึก
In and out.
ๆค่ะ
Better? Matsuda, Uchimura, I understand that you're concerned for the safety of
เห็
Watatsumi
นเขาก็
Island.
มีน่ารักนะ
But before we make any decisions over whether this merchant is guilty or not, we must give him the chance to explain himself. If he's guilty, of course, there will be consequences. But if he's innocent, he doesn't deserve to be falsely accused. This is Watatsumi Island. We deal in facts, not opinions. Excuse me, sir. As you know, my subordinates have some concerns surrounding your commercial activity here. Perhaps you could explain your side of the story to help me reach a verdict.
Of course,
Uh-huh.
I can explain everything. I'm a trader on the island, so
Cái cô bị
naturally,
đã
I
là-
built up some inventory.
ใช่
I was planning to hold off on selling until the prices went up, but then but then I was robbed by the Fatui. They took everything. Now you think about that. First I lose all my inventory, then I get treated like a criminal.
And why should we believe you?
เจอประตูเหมือนกันใช่
So what? That doesn't prove they took his goods. And even if they did, it'll still end up in the Tenryo Commission's hands. They're in this together.
What? The
Come
Tenryo
on.
Commissioner colluding with the Fatui now? That's the first I've heard of it. I suppose it is true. What's that got to do with me?
Would the Tenryo Commission start colluding with the Fatui after the fighting's already finished? Seems unlikely to Paimon. We met a representative of the Kujo clan recently. It doesn't seem like he'd have the time to be colluding right now. But on the way over here, we accidentally on purpose overheard some soldiers mention the exact same thing. Kokomi, do you know anything about it?
นั่นสิ
It
เขาก็
has
มี
been brought to my attention, yes. We are scheduled to begin peace talks with the Tenryo Commission soon. The Kamisato clan has arranged for them to take place in a neutral location. Kujo, Sara, and I will be accompanied by our guards. We will use the talks to discuss future plans in detail. But just as arrangements for the peace talks began to fall into place, I started hearing rumors of collusion between the Kujo
อัน
clan
นี้ตั้ง
and
ใจ
the
อ่านอยู่
Fatui. Allegedly,
Hãy cho
their
mấy cái
goal is to completely wipe out Watatsumi Island. If that's the case, then the peace talks are likely a trap.
อืม
Even the Kamisato clan could be involved.
จริง
Sir, are you quite certain that your goods were stolen by the Fatui?
Yes, it's the truth. I swear. They stole my goods and then they ran off that way. I'll bet that's where that hideout is.
โอ้
Very well. The potential ramifications of this incident are serious. We will retrieve your goods, and if everything is in order, it will prove your innocence. However, if we find evidence to corroborate the claims of collusion between the Fatui and the Tenryo Commission, I expect you to fully comply with our investigation. Do we have an understanding?
Yes, of course. Thank you, Your Excellency.
ฉัน
Matsuda,
ว่าลุงนี้ไม่ผิดนะ
Uchimura,
สันนิษฐานไว้
Well
กัน
received, Your Excellency.
โอเค
good. Now, Traveler, I mean, Captain of Swordfish Platoon Section 2, would you join me in the investigation?
ได้เลยรับทราบ
At ease, soldier. For the time being, at least, we are in peacetime. Besides, I'm sure you won't be on Watatsumi Island forever.
ฉันเป็นทั้
Whatever
ง
titles we may have, we're
ฉันเป็น
friends
ทั้ง
first
ท
and
หาร
foremost.
เป็นทั้งอัศวิน เอ๊ะ มันไม่ใช่อย่างเดียวกันเหรอ เอ๊ะ ไม่รู้ฮะ
If we do find the merchant's goods in the hands of the Fatui, it'll prove he's innocent. Whatever's going on between the Fatui and the Tenryou Commission, we need to get to the bottom of it.
ถ้าแปลงร่างเป็น ไม่ใช่แปลงร่างสิแล้วเปลี่ยนเป็นเรเดนเดินไปเดินมา เขาจะไม่ตกใจกันใช่ปะ ไม่หรอกนะค่ะนี้แล้วก็มาเดินเล่นบ้าง เพราะเราไม่ได้มาเดินเลยซึ่งแถวนี้เราไม่เดินเลยเว้ยเพราะเราก็ไม่รู้ว่าเราจะมาทำไม แต่มันก็ลื่นลมนะ เพลงก็เพราะลาเวนเดอร์เมลอน อยากลองกินจังเลยตอนนี้มีแต่แครอทแต่ฉันก็ต้องการแครอทนะในชีวิตจริงอ่ะฉันอยากทำกับข้าว ไหนชายหาดฝั่งนู่นเหรอนั่นไงมันเป็นตัวไฟเฮ้ยแป๊บนึงนะสตีได้750ตัวนี้ตัวใหญ่อยู่นี่ตัวใหญ่อยู่ยังเพิ่งเห็นฉันยังเห็นเราควรมีตัวน้ำป่ะเราอยากลองใช้ตัวน้ำอะ
May knowledge guide you.
เย้ยแม้ว่ามันจะติดน้ำไปแล้วก็เถอะแต่ก็นะ
This must be the Fatui camp that the merchant was talking about.
อุ้ยเข้ามาจากข้างบนกันแฮะ
From the looks of it, it used to be a hilichurl camp. Who knows why the Fatui occupied it?
เพราะว่ามันอะไรนะ มันตีได้ด้วย ว้าว อะไรอ่ะ ไม่ได้ตีอะไรอะเราตามไม่ทันนะแต่ก็ไม่เป็นไร
How are we supposed to get in?
อ๋อทุกทีแล้วก็บุกอยู่
Not
แล้ว
with
นะ
brute force, that's for sure.
เออ
But that's not a problem. The terrain here gives us an advantage, and we haven't given away our position so far. Our enemy is in the light while we are in the shadows. Strategically, we have the upper hand.
วิชาการมีกลยุทธ์แบบหนึ่ง นั่นสินะ
I think we have 3 options available. Option 1. Take the king and its checkmate. The Fatui's presence in Inazuma is weak at present. Nothing more than a few scattered remnants. If we strike from above and take down their leader first, the rest of them will be hard-pressed to put up a serious fight.
เอเจนต์เป็นหัวหน้าเหรอ
Hit them where it hurts. Over there, for example, a store of gunpowder cakes. If we manage to discreetly set the gunpowder alight without alerting them, it would deal them a devastating blow. They'd be caught completely off guard. Both their morale and fighting capacity would be severely
อ๋อ
impaired. Option
นางถุง
3.
ทอง
Use the environment
เรา
against
ก็เรียก
them.
ว่านางถุงทองเหมื
We're
อนกัน
close to the sea here, so the air is very humid. I
ขอบ
can
คุณสำหรับ
gather water
อันนี้
vapor.
คือแชร์
You add
ใช่
it
ขอบ
to
คุณสำหรับ
lightning,
แชร์นะ
and
คะ
together we can shock them into submission. Wow, that's our grand strategist. It's a lot to
กล
think
ยุทธ์
about,
3 คืออะไร
though.
นะ ฉันไม่ได้ฟังเลยอ่ะ
What should we choose?
That will depend on our
เรา
assessment of
เลือก
our
กล
own
ยุทธ์1แล้วกัน
abilities. A surprise attack
เสร็จ
from
แล้ว
the
ก็
air
เช็คเมด
is
เล
the
ย
quickest solution, but requires superior combat skills. With an explosion, we could rapidly reduce their numbers without a protracted battle, but absolute stealth would be required during the operation, or we'd risk exposing ourselves.
มันต้องส
If
เตลเหรอ
we decide to take advantage
ฉั
of
น
the
อยากสเตลเหมือน
environment,
กันนะ
we should be prepared for a lengthy siege. So, which is your preferred option?
รวมพลังใช้ไฟฟ้าไม่อะเราไม่ได้ใช้ไฟฟ้าอยู่ตอนนี้อากาศ
There's the swordfish captain I know. Every confidence in your abilities. It's
Yep.
decided then. Let's fight this one together. I'm no warrior myself,
ฉั
but
น
I
ได้
can
ใช้
still
คุมิ
provide
เหรอ
some support. I certainly won't be dropping you into battle
Oh
all
my
by
god ฉันอยาก
yourself.
ใช้คุมิมา
We
นาน
should
แล้ว
take them down as quickly
นอก
as
จากตอน
possible
เทส
and
อะนะ
retrieve the merchant's goods.
ไปกันเลยพวกคุมิสวยมาก มา เอ้า เห็นจุดได้ไงวะ
Thrust and revamp! Pew pew!
Illusion shattered.
Boring. Evil conquering. Here.
ตาย
Worthless.
ตายได้แล้ว
Is overthrown. Only the pawns remain.
ใช่ใช่ใช่ใช่ฉันจะใช้เธอให้คุ้ม อันนี้ต้อง
Torn to oblivion. There is no
ในเดนตีไม่ค่อยแรงเท่าไหร่นะที่เราแต่ก็เพราะเราไม่ได้อัพ
Let me weave you a verse.
Refuse!
เสร็จแล้วยังอ่ะเอายัง
I'm a rock!
Illusion shattered.
ปีนทำไม โอเค
Excellent work.
อืมดีงาม
All thanks to your genius tactics!
Actually, even the best tactics live or die on the strength of those executing them.
โอ้เขาชมว่าเราเก่งแหละ
Winning a battle takes a concerted effort from everyone involved. Victory never belongs to a single person.
Now that you mention it, Paimon did make a pretty big contribution, huh?
ชื่อใหม่อ่ะสีไปสีไพมอนเธอชื่อต
I
รงไหน
must admit, I wasn't expecting to find the Fatui laying low in a Hilichurl camp.
อ๋อช่วยคิดกลยุทธ์เงี้ยเหรอ
Presumably, they've been operating out of here in secret for quite some time. What's their objective? Are the soldiers right? Could they really be in collusion with the Tenryou Commission?
เป็นไปได้
Let's scour the camp
สู
for
ง
evidence.
อยู่
If the merchant's story is true, the inventory should be here.
Alright, time to take a look around.
เล่นน้อยจังเลย34 เคงใช่ไหมเนี่ยเมื่อกี้โอ้โห34 เคเองบ้าจริง สวัสดีคุณปามิเราขอคุยกับเธอไม่ได้เหรอเราคุยกับเธอไม่ได้ แย่จุงปะหาของกันเถ
So
อะ
these are the Fatui food supplies?
food supply
They look a little past their best. Is this really all they had to eat?
มันไม่น่าอร่อยสินะ
Whoa, this place is chock full of bomb
Hindi
making
like-
materials. This is way too dangerous. We should tell Kokumi right away and figure out the best way to deal with it.
ยิงระเบิดไว้ก่อนดีกว่า เดี๋ยวเผลอเดินไปเหยียบแล้วมันจะแบบตุ้มขึ้นมา
Hey, look here. Could these belong to the merchant?
เป็นไปได้
A lot of stuff. Some of it has the Tenryou Commission emblem.
โอ้
This has gotta be it.
ซิงโกโนมิยะก็มิโอเค
Kokumi!
ก็มิไฮ
Kokumi! We found the merchant's stuff. Look!
เจอของแล้ว
I see.
ฮะมีเรื่องอะไรอ่ะ
Nothing. I just zoned out for a moment. Let's see here. Yes, these are the stolen goods, all right. Food, medicine, farming tools. All essential for post-war recovery. He was probably stockpiling them until he could make a handsome profit. By contrast, it's doubtful that the Tenryou Commission has any need of these items, so the idea that he was supplying them doesn't make a lot of sense. In all likelihood, he's just an opportunistic merchant. Nothing quite as scandalous as Matsuda and Uchimura had imagined.
He's hardly a saint, though, right? How could he stockpile things that people are desperate for? We're not just gonna gonna give them back to him and let him go, are we? It doesn't feel right.
Don't worry. I had already foreseen this. In my recently issued post-war temporary decree, I included restrictions on the prices of essential everyday goods. These items will ultimately reach the people at a reasonable price. If he had taken the time to read the decree, it's unlikely he ever would have ended up in this predicament.
Kokumi, you think of everything.
จริง จริง
I wish
ว่า
that were
you
true.
think of everything
Take this alleged collusion between the Tenryou Commission and the Fatui, for example. I'm still completely stumped. The low energy doesn't exactly help.
พลังงานล่ะ
Huh?
สิพลัง
What do
งาน
you mean by that?
พลังงานอะไรอ่ะ
Come on, let's take the goods back.
โอเค
It's not long now until the victory feast. It'll be a race
เลี้ยง
against
ฉ
the
ลาม
clock to get all of this resolved before it starts.
โอเค
Got it. First we mend the peace, then we attend the feast.
ว้าวคำคมอะไรอ่ะไพมอน โอเค เราก็แค่เดินกลับไปที่เดิมใช่ไหม แต่เราขอมาแวะนี่ไงตัวอะไรนะ คือตัวอะไรอ่ะ จำไม่ได้คือตัวอะไรไม่รู้โอ๊ย นี่คือเป็นสถานที่ที่วินโชว์โจรสลัดที่ยิ่งใหญ่ซ่อนสมบัติเอาไว้พรรคพวกทั้งหลายได้พากันขนย้ายหีบล็อตสุดท้ายไม่กี่ใบไปแล้ว แต่ตลอดช่วงเวลาที่มีชีวิตอยู่นั้นวินโชว์ก็เต็มไปด้วยความเจ้าเล่ห์และอุบาย โดยได้ทิ้งสัญลักษณ์ไว้มากมายไว้บนเกาะ โอ้บางทีอาจจะเพียงเพื่อปกปิดบางทีอาจจะมีสมบัติอยู่จริงอย่างไรก็ตาม มีเพียงต้องไปสำรวจเท่านั้นจะรู้ได้ พวกเราได้พบกับสัญลักษณ์บางส่วนแล้ว แต่และเวลาไม่เคยรอคอยใคร ไม่เคยขอใครเร็วๆไม่เคยคอยใคร ถึงเวลาที่จะออกไปสำใช่ที่จะไม่อ่านนะเนี่ย แต่อ่านไม่เฉยๆเผื่อนี่สมบัติหรือเปล่าอ่ะเราไม่เอาเงินพวกนี้กลับไปจริงๆตรงนี้ไม่มีอะไรแล้ว เรากลับไปตรงนี้ แม่มาแย้วสวัสดีค่ะดีค่ะตาวิวตรงนี้สวยนะ สวยมากๆเลยไม่อยากจะคิดเลยว่าถ้าประเทศที่4มันเปิดออกมาแล้ว เราจะสำรวจได้ยังไง แค่อินาซุมะเรายังไม่สำรวจเลย คนนี้โจรที่เขียนยัง
My goods. You got them back, huh?
หรือลูกเรือก็ไม่รู้นะ อาจจะลูกเรือก็ได้ สินค้าของฉันนี่ใช่แล้ว
Thank you, Your Excellency. And thank you, Captain. You see, I told you I was innocent.
จ้ะ
I'm not so sure. You could have easily planned the whole thing with the Fatui in advance.
Based on the information we gathered from the Fatui camp, there's nothing to
ล่ะ
suggest he had
คม
any
ชัดล่ะ
correspondence with them. Had it been the
หนู
case,
ได้แก้อะไร
and
เลย
knowing
นะ
how the Fatui operates, they would have left some evidence of it.
But what if?
No ifs, no buts. We
Oh.
recovered the goods. As agreed, this is sufficient to establish his innocence.
Apologies.
Guess we got carried away.
What did I tell you? You army numbskulls don't have a clue. All brawn and no brains coming to me with your crazy conspiracies. Lay off me next time, got it?
Sir, I'm afraid you're getting ahead of yourself. You
You're
may be
being
innocent
die,
of the
die.
accusations originally leveled at you, but hoarding essential goods is a crime under the temporary decree. You must bear the consequences. You have already admitted to being the owner of these goods, so we are obliged to respond with appropriate measures. In addition to enforcing the sale of these goods at the accepted rates, there will also be a fine, the amount of which...
Wait, Your Excellency, whose side are you on here?
I have no business taking sides. As the divine priestess of Watatsumi Island, I
โคโค
abide
มิ
by
เนี่
the
ยนะเขาเป็น
principle
กลาง
of
อยู่แล้ว
clear
ล่ะ
and consistent rewards and punishments. Just as merit must be recognized, mistakes must be penalized. You may have been proven innocent of the more serious allegations leveled at you, but this does not exempt you from bearing the consequences of your mistakes.
Wait a minute. But.
Well, don't just stand there. Take him away. Time to pay up.
Your Excellency,
โอ้
he says all the goods belong to him, but it doesn't add up. Those of a Tenryou Commission emblem are probably his, but not the rest. Especially these ones. They're clearly for shrine use.
มาจากศาลเจ้าเหรอ
Seems the Fatui simply dumped all their stolen goods in one place. Leave the shrine
ช่วย
paraphernalia
ปล้น
to
เยอะเหมื
me.
อนกันนะเนี่ย
As for the rest, I'll leave you to sift through and try to track down the owners. I know, that's a lot to ask.
Not at all, Your Excellency. We're on it. But if I may, Your Excellency, maybe there were no signs of collusion in this case, but our people know what they saw. Something is going on between the Tenryou Commission and the Fatui. I know the peace talks are coming up, so please keep an open mind.
I understand your concern. I'll be sure to give it further
เรา
consideration.
มองไม่เห็น เราอ่านไม่ออก
I'm going to take
มัน
these
อยู่ไกล
items
มาก
back
เลย
to
แป๊
the
บนึงนะ
Sangonomiya shrine.
หมวยช่างให้เธอ
Why
ร
don't you come along for
ำให้
the
แล้ว
walk?
นะ น่าจะมีสแตมป์มาด้วย ว้าว ว้าว ฮะ
Watatsumi Island observes different customs than the rest of Inazuma. I imagine it must all seem a little alien to you.
อุ๊ยฉันเป็นลูมีนล่ะเราฉันต้องเดินไป ฮัลโหล เดินเล่นกับโคโคมิ คือเราก็ชอบฉากเดินเล่นนะ แต่มันช้าๆหน่อย โอ้เราวิ่งไม่ได้จริงๆอะมันก็ดีนะ มันดูชิลดี อะไรคือโทรัมอ่ะ เรากะจะถามมานานแล้ว อะไรคือโทรัม
It's
หรือ
been
ว่า
a long time
หรือว่าเรา
since
อ่าน
I
ผิด
last
อ่ะ
came to this village. There's been a lot to deal with recently. Next time you visit, I'll take you to visit Watatsumi Island's old shrine.
เรามีนหายไปแล้ว
No, the earliest shrine on Watatsumi Island was not located in Sangonomiya.
โอ้
It was close to the Statue of the Seven.
เกมเหรอ
Back then, the people of this island recognized the shogun's existence, despite not venerating her as the shogunate do.
เราไม่แน่ใจว่าเราเข้าใจดี
But after she struck down our protector deity, the shrine was abandoned. Relations between Watatsumi Island and the shogunate have soured ever since. Mistrust has become deep-rooted over time. I've been hoping to raise all this at the peace talks and discuss it properly. Grievances have to be let go eventually.
Your Excellency, what brings you out this way on your busy schedule? Oh my, you're looking a little worse for wear. You need to take better care of yourself, okay? All of our fates depend on you.
Thanks for your concern, but I'm fine.
อย่าทำงานเยอะเหมือนจีน
Your
นะ
Excellency, I beg you, heed a word of advice. After all this time fighting the Shogun's army, peace is not something that can simply be declared. If we reconcile with them, the god who once protected us will have died in vain.
Come on, that's ancient history. Besides, the fighting is barely over. We should be grateful to be at peace once more.
I know, it's just... We should remain strong in these negotiations. We mustn't be too ready to compromise.
I appreciate your concerns. I will consider the options carefully and be sure to proceed appropriately.
Wonderful. We're all counting on you, Your Excellency.
Your Excellency? Well, I'll be
fancy meeting you at a place like this. Do you know, my daughter's enrolled herself in the Shrine Maiden selection process this year. If she
Oh.
makes it into Sangonomiya, I'll be
Shiori.
one very happy mother. You're a kind and gracious leader. She'd be in very good hands. I'm always telling my daughter that if she gets the chance to learn from Her Excellency directly, she must make the most of it. I mean, just look at Her Excellency, still so young, but so mature and intelligent. My daughter has always looked to you as a role model.
Well,
Oh.
if she comes to Sangonomiya, I'll look out for her.
Your Excellency. Boy, am I glad you're here. As you
Oh.
know, agricultural output has taken a pretty big hit this year.
Wow.
Let me bring you up to speed on the latest situation.
คน
Your Excellency,
ตกใจหมด
isn't
เลย
this the captain of Swordfish too? Will
คน
she be
เข้าหา
based
อยู่
on
ได้เลย รู้สึก
Mochatsumi
แปลก
Island from now on?
Your Excellency!
ๆทุกคนต้องใจเย็นจริง
Remain calm,
ๆ ฉัน
everyone.
ก็ตกใจ
I'll
เหมือน
get
กัน
around to all your queries. Though, for the longer ones, I'd prefer it if you could write a report and submit it to the shrine. Then I can respond to each one as and when I have the time.
เออ
Are you alright?
ก็พอไหว
This kind of thing is water off a duck's back for you, huh?
มันก็ไม่ได้ชิลเท่าไหร่นะ
Your Excellency, here you are.
ฮัลโหล
There's been a situation. We're still waiting on the delivery of a whole batch of ceremonial items. I'm beginning to worry that they've been stolen.
ขโมยอีกแล้วเหรอ
We retrieved those already. No need to worry.
มันใช่อันเดียวกันใช่ไหม
Really? That's fantastic. You never cease to amaze us, Your Excellency.
โอ้
I sorted through all the petitions received recently and placed them on your desk.
ทุก
Also,
คนมีทรงงาน
according
หนั
to
ก
the
มาก
schedule,
จริง
you're just in time for your meeting today on the development of the textiles industry.
That's today? Right now?
Yes, the two young ladies have arrived safely. We're just waiting for you.
อ้าวตารางแน่นมากเลยนะเนี่ย พวกเขามีเจ็ดเวลามาให้เราเยอะเหมือนกัน
take a
นะ
walk around the island with you, but it looks like we'll have to save that for some other time. Oh, let's rendezvous tomorrow at the entrance to Sangonomiya Shrine. Then we'll go and make preparations for the victory feast.
Yay! The victory feast! Just to be clear, we're talking lots of delicious food, right?
That's the name of the game. There'll be some Watatsumi Island specialties, which I'm sure you'll enjoy.
ฉันก็อยากชิมนะ เลสลี่ก็อยากชิมนะ ไม่ใช่แค่ไพมอนนะ ลูมีนฉันไม่รู้แต่เลสลี่อยากกิน กินมาก กินมากๆ โอเค แล้วก็รอถึงวันพรุ่งนี้ใช่ไหม ซึ่งในเกมนี้เราไม่ต้องรอ ดังนั้น see you again tomorrow ไม่ใช่กดผิด นี่ไง see you again tomorrow ใช่ไหมตาดาคือตอนนี้มันตี 2เรายืนคุยกับโคโคมิถึงตี 2เลยเหรอ ไม่จริงหรอก โอเค ต้องของวันถัดไป งั้นถัดไปก็ได้ ถัดไป วันถัดไปอีกยาวนึงซึ่งเราก็จะยืนอยู่ตรงนี้ คือเราก็ไม่รู้นะว่ามันทำได้ยังไง แบบเรายืนอยู่ตรงนี้ เกือบ24 ชั่วโมงได้หรือยังอ่ะ นี่ไง มาแล้ว ไปเจอโคโคมิกันเถอะแล้วเราก็จะเพิ่งเจอเขาไปก็ตามตาอุ๊ยชีวิตจริงนะ คือไอสะพานพวกเนี้ยมันจะโยกเยกมากๆ แต่นี้มันอาจจะใหญ่ มันก็เลยไม่โยกเยกเท่าไหร่ทุกคนค่ะนี่เราเทเลพอร์ตมาก็ได้นี่นะแดง เดินอย่างนั้นจริงๆแล้วน่าจะแบบ
Huh. Kokomi isn't here yet.
น่าจะแบบเดินนานมาก ใช่คุโกมิยังไม่มาเหรอ
That's weird. She doesn't seem like the type to show up late to things. Let's wait a little longer.
ออกไปแป๊บหนึ่ง
How is she still not here? Do you think she could be in trouble?
เป็นไปได้
Let's go ask that soldier over there.
Hello
Are you looking for Her Excellency?
ใช่แล้ว
I'm afraid she isn't here at the moment. I don't know where she's gone.
Oh
So strange. Guess we should just call it a
คุ
rain
โกมิจะ
check
ไปอยู่ที่ไหนศาล
Not
เจ้าเก่า
necessarily. If I recall correctly, Her Excellency has made special provisions for such a scenario in her general operational directives. Let me see. Yes, number 98. Should a visitor from afar come to see me, and should my whereabouts be unknown, direct them to proceed southward until they arrive at a tree with purple foliage. The footnote
my
stipulates
God.
that this
Kokomi
only
คิดเยอะ
applies when
จริ
Her
งๆนะเนี่ย
Excellency has made no communication
ทุกอย่าง
regarding
เลย
her whereabouts before disappearing. And even then, only when the visitor in question is of VIP status. As far as I'm concerned, you two tick all of the boxes. I keep this directive on me at all times. I'm sure this is the right course of action.
Oh
Kokomi really does think of everything.
จริง
Alright,
จริง
let's
สุ
find
ด
the place she wrote about and have a look.
ๆกฎข้อที่ 98นะเป็นข้อที่ไม่ได้เยอะมากเท่าไหร่ ทางใต้เหรอนี่ไงฝั่งนี้คือทางใต้ เดินไปเรื่อยๆจนเจอต้นไม้สีม่วงนั่นไงสีม่วงใช่ปะเฮ้ยอะไรอะอะไรกันนะ เราไม่ได้เก็บเหรอป้าจริง
Glittery. Must control urge to pounce. Are you sure this is the right place? It feels like we keep heading deeper into the middle of nowhere. Hey, doesn't that tree look like the one she described in the directive?
เรายังปีนไม่ถึง
It
ไพ
looks
มอน
like there's a way in over there. Let's take a look.
เรายังปีนไม่ถึงแต่ไพมอน ปีนแป๊บหนึ่งปีนแป๊บหนึ่งอย่าเพิ่งรีบนะไพมอน ปีนแป๊บหนึ่ง ไม่นะมันยืนไม่ได้เหรออ๋อยืนได้ นี่ต้นไม้สีม่วงนี่ไงนี่อะตรงเนี้ยดูตรงไหนอะนี่ก็ต้นไม้สีม่วงนะ เอ๊ะว่าจะต้องไปตรงนี้ อ่าคุโกมิอยู่ไหนอะตรงนี้เหรอ โอ้ my god โอ้สมแล้วที่ไม่มีใครเคย โอ้โอเค สวัสดีโคโคมิ
Kokomi! So this is where you ran off to. We were gonna meet up and get things ready for the victory feast today. What happened?
It's you. I apologize. I'm not feeling my usual self today.
You got sick? We'll go find a doctor right away.
No, it's nothing like that. It's just
ขอบคุณที่บอกทางครับ เรามาถึงพอดี
You
พลัง
don't
งาน
have energy? You mean you're like a ruin guard?
ไม่ใช่หรอก
no, it's just a figure of speech. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I can't always be the infinitely capable person I present myself as.
อ่าเลย
You noticed? I guess I haven't quite mastered the ability to hide how I'm feeling. I'll keep working at it. To be honest, I'm not really cut out to be a leader. At first, my dream was to read up on military strategy and perhaps become an advisor.
อ๋อ
Constantly communicating with people,
แต่ก็
trying
เขา
to
ไม่เก่ง
retain
นะ
their morale, having to read between the lines, making sure everyone gets the recognition they deserve. It's such hard work. You're somehow supposed to make people feel wonderful, just from being in your presence, while also commanding their respect. It doesn't come naturally to me. And truth be told, it's something I never wanted for myself. But because of my bloodline, I was always going to end up being the divine priestess, sooner or later.
อ๋อ
Like it or not, it's just the way it is. So, whenever I feel overwhelmed, I come here to just lose myself in a book and relax for a while. Don't worry, it doesn't affect my work. I handed over preparations for the victory feast to someone else. I have to make a speech tonight, and I mustn't give the troops any reason to suspect that something could be wrong.
อ๋อ
This peace was hard won, and I want them to feel at ease.
Is there anything we can do to help?
นั่นสิจะ
I
ต้องได้
should
ช่วยอะไร
be
บ้างแหละ
energized again soon if I hold off on work for a little longer. If only there was some way I could listen to a good read on military strategy. I'm sure that'd speed up the process.
ให้เราอ่านให้ฟัง
I
อ่ะ
was reading a book last time I was
ได้นะ
here, but
ได้นะ
I only got about halfway through. Where did I put it?
We'll find it for you.
อ้าวไม่ได้จะให้อ่านให้
Read it out to you to help you recover.
อ้าวเราอ่านด้วยโอเค
You do that for me? Thank you. I'm really lucky you came back to Watatsumi Island.
อ่านไปเถอะเธอ เราจะพยายามหาให้ไม่เร็วที่สุดอ้าวมีแค่ตรงนี้แหละ
Whoa, look at all these petitions.
ไปหมดเลย
So does Kokumi make time to deal with these even when she's resting?
สิ
Sangonomiya Events Cash Flow Statement.
เออ
Consolidated Annual Report on Fishing Production. Watatsumi Island Monthly Maintenance Expenses Breakdown?
เออเอกสารเย
This
อะ
is a lot of work for one
เยอะ
person.
มาก
And it's on top of all
ก็
the
คงมีคน
directives
มี
she
เล
has
ขา
to write and the people she has to meet day to day. It's no wonder she gets burnt out from time to time.
คนมีแบบผู้ช่วยเลขาที่ปรึกษาหรืออะไร
Let's
ก็ได้
track down that book and help her feel like herself again.
อือหืออุ้ยตกใจหมดเลยไหน ตรวจสอบที่ตั้งรับ นี่ไหน
Hey, look! Could this be the book she wanted?
บันทึกลับประจำละ-4 -3อะไรอ่ะ อ๋อ ค่าพลังงาน เราควรบวกไหม-9 บวก-9 -17 บวกมาแค่6เองอะอ๋ออันนี้ไม่ใช่ไดอารี่อ่ะ แบบไม่ใช่ไดอารี่สิมันเรียกว่าอะไรนะมันเรียกว่าอะไรนะ แผนประกอบการหรือว่าก็คล้ายๆไดอารี่แหละวิเราเพิ่มค่าพลังงานทั้ง4ไม่น่าใช่นะ
Swordfish Captain came back today. Energy +4.
That's just,
ใช่แพมว่าเป็นคนเปิด
give
นะ
it here.
Guess that was the wrong one. Let's keep looking.
ถึงก็บอกก็ได้นะ คิดถึงก็บอกกันก็ได้
It's gotta be this one, right?
แต่ใช่เลย
Look, there's even a bookmark. None of the other books have one, so she must have finished reading those already.
อือหือ
Ooh, it's pretty dense. Paimon doesn't understand a thing. Well, let's take it over and read it to her.
น้องเขิน อีโกโกมิกลับมาแล้วเฮ้ยผมชมพู แก๊งผมชมพูอ่ะ
Kokumi, is this the book you wanted?
ใช่ไหม
I'm not sure, actually. Could you read a bit out loud?
อาบิดอ่ะ
Yes.
ใช่ อันนี้แหละ
That's the one.
ถูกเล่มแล้ว
Thank you.
อ๋อสลืมสลือนะเนี่ยเรา
Kokumi?
ไม่หลับ
Kokumi?
หลับไปแล้วแหละ
She's fallen asleep. What are we gonna do? Tonight's the victory feast. Not to mention that the peace talks are just around the corner. She's got so much to do.
ให้พักดีกว่านะให้พักดีกว่า
Sure, that's a good idea.
พักสักหน่อยเถอะ
She does look pretty exhausted.
ใช่
Guess there's still some time to go too. All right, let's keep her company while she rests.
Avoid disaster. Protect peace at all costs. The war is over. Things are slowly getting better. Oh,
รีบพักด้วยแฮะ
did you see? What time is it? Did I fall asleep?
เราก็ไม่รู้เหมือนกันนะไม่มีนาฬิกา
Yep, you've been out for ages. It's nearly time for the feast.
เอาจริงนะถ้าตื่นมาแล้วได้ยินคำเนี้ยตกใจเหมือนกันนะ แบบไม่ใช่แล้วแหละเธอหลับไปแล้วเดทงานไลน์ก็มันจะมาอีกเดทไลน์เดทงานไลน์อะไรวะเดทรายงานก็จะมาถึงในอีกไม่กี่นาทีแล้วล่ะ น่าตกใจนะ
I can't believe it got so late. I haven't slept that peacefully in so long. That's gotta be 3 whole energy points right there. Should be enough to see me through the peace talks. Thank you. Well, we better get ourselves over there. It's nearly time to light the bonfire.
โอ้ใช่เหรอแต่เรายังให้หลับมากกว่า โอ้ว้าว จะทำยังไงก็
Kokumi's back to full energy.
ยังไงก็ได้
Good to have you
ค่า
back.
พลังเพิ่มขึ้นมาสินะโอเคตอนนี้พาไปที่เรียกว่าอะไรนะ งานเลี้ยงฉลองความสำเร็จ ปาร์ตี้ยังไงล่ะ มันคือปาร์ตี้นั่นแหละ ไปกันเลย เป็นปาร์ตี้ที่เป็นทางการ เดิน นี่รู้สึกอยากเข้าค่ายลูกเสือเลย แม้ว่าเราจะไม่ได้เข้าก็ตามแล้วก็เฮ้ยมีเด็กด้วย นี่ไง
It
ตรง
looks
นี้
like everything's in place for the feast. But I still need to give a quick speech before the festivities begin.
ท่านประธาน
Oh, how much energy will that take? Do you think you've got enough?
เหมือน energy น้องจะติดลบอยู่นะตอนนี้แต่ก็จะพอไหม พอแหละ
Don't
นะ
worry, I've got plenty. Thanks to you two, I recovered more quickly than usual.
That's great. We'll be rooting for you.
กล่าวสุภาพจน์กับทุกคน
Welcome, everyone. Today is the day that we celebrate our victory.
เย้
Recently, our war with the Shogun's army came to an end, and we finally saw the abolition of the Vision Hunt Decree. None of us can know what the Inazuma of the future will look like. But tomorrow, I meet with the Tenryou Commission for Peace Talks.
เย้
I give you my word that I will strive for peace for Watatsumi Island once and for all. Thank you all for your valiant efforts throughout. Truly, it is only through those efforts that we have been able to prevail in this trying war. This feast is held in honor of each and every one of you gathered here today. I hope all of you get to relax and enjoy our hard-won victory.
สุดปังไปเลยหลังจากนั้นครู่หนึ่ง
Tonight seems to have gone off without a hitch. I'm so glad it's all going smoothly.
ใช่เป็นเรื่องที่ดีแล้ว
People tend to be more open when they're in a good mood. Could I ask you to go around and see what information you can gather?
ได้
I
จ้า
still have no further leads regarding the issue of potential collusion between the Tenryou Commission and the Fatui. And I'm concerned that something might happen at tomorrow's peace talks.
Okay, sure. We'll go ask around.
ป่ะได้เวลาพูดคุยสุดจ้า
A friend of mine was really looking forward to this feast. Even promised he'd sing a song with me. If only he were still here.
เศร้าเลยไม่นะแล้วเธอล่ะ
With me around, no one would dare try any funny business at the victory feast.
ขอปูนิดนึงโอเคผู้คนเราคุยกับผู้คนไม่ได้ยังไงเราคุยกับเขาไม่ได้ฮะสวัสดีโรโก
Come visit Watatsumi Island whenever you want. You'll always be a hero here.
โอเคสวัสดีคุณอิวตะ
I do hope the future will be free from the trials and tribulations of the past.
เขาดูมี
If
ความหวัง
every
กัน
day
นะ
can be as happy as today, that would be a blessing.
โอ้จริงจะมีสงครามตลอดก็ไม่ดีหรอกอันนั้นทหารนี่สวัสดีค่ะคุณพี่
So much fighting. We could all do with a rest.
เขาน่าจะเป็นคุณป้าแล้วแหละ
Anybody need some fruit or vegetables? Get them today. They're on sale.
ว้าวมันดูมีความสุขกันนะนี่ไงคือฉันต้องคุยกับคนนี้คนแรกหรือเปล่าเมื่อกี้ไม่รู้นะแต่ฉันคุยกับทุกคนไปแล้ว
Watatsumi Island is finally at peace, and it's all thanks to Her Excellency, Sangonomiya. Recently, let me think. Well, the biggest thing for us is that we can finally get back out on the ocean to fish. During the hostilities, the open sea was full of warships. We just had to make do with what little fish and shrimp we could get our hands on closer to shore. When the catch wasn't good, we'd all go hungry. The poor kids were crying all day and night, but there was just nothing I could do. We'd go to bed ravenous and be tossing and turning all night long, trying to keep it together until the morning. I hear you're a captain of swordfish too, is that right? Well, thank you for your service. Here, have a fish. It's freshly caught, so it's a bit, fishy. But it's fine.
A bit fishy.
Oh, no. We couldn't possibly.
Come on, take it. Without you, we'd probably still be going to bed hungry tonight. Her Excellency always teaches us to repay kindness with gratitude.
เราจะรับไปไหมน่าจะรับเลยนะ
Okay, well, thanks. Come on, let's go talk to some others.
เราคุยกับคนอื่นไปหมดแล้วนี่ไงคุณป้ามาคุยอีกที
Hey there. Care for some fruit and vegetables? Nature's remedy when you overdo the barbecue.
มีบาร์บีคิวเหรออยากกินบาร์บีคิวนะ
Are you referring to the thing about the Tenryou Commission and the Fatui? I've heard rumors, but nothing too detailed.
ข่าวลือ
It's funny you should say that the soldiers seem excitable, though. I've had the same feeling. See that guy over there?
Nah.
He's been acting strange these days, always shouting and waving his spear around when he's got nothing to do. He scared the heck out of me a few times.
ถ้าเป็นฉันก็กลัวนะ
It's a miracle the fighting has finally come to an end. I really hope we don't go making any more trouble for ourselves. Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have much information. If you still have questions, you may as well go and talk to him.
Sounds promising. Let's go see what that guy's deal is.
ป่ะ ไปกันเลยไปตรงโน้นใช่ปะใช่สวัสดีจ้าซ้อมอะไรนักหนาคุณพี่อุ้ยอย่าแทงเลยนะ
This guy smells of booze.
Huh? Wait, don't tell me. Captain of Swordfish 2, right? You actually came back. I thought you'd abandoned the platoon and made a run for it.
Nuh-uh. We would never run from a fight.
Is that so? All anyone talks about these days is peace and stability. Do you remember what the most important thing is to the resistance? You got that right. So I'm gonna put you to the test. Time to see if you truly are a bona fide resistance warrior. I'll answer your questions, but only if you can beat me in a duel.
This guy. Would it kill him to just have a normal conversation? What do you think? Are we gonna do this?
We'll see about that.
ขอโทษนะเชี่ยอุ้ยเราจำไม่ได้ว่าลูมินตีแรงค่ะนี่จริงเหรออันนี้ลูมินเหรอมีฉันเหรอฉันไม่ได้เลยเนี่ยใช่ของจริงแน่นอนใช่เหรอ
You're a strong fighter.
Oh no.
No wonder Her Excellency chose you.
ให้ฉันแบกไปห้องพยาบาล
You really do have a warrior's will. Then maybe you can understand us.
จะพูดมาสิ
Captain, comrade, will you join us?
จอยอะไรอ่ะจอยไหนจอยอะไร
We made it up. The story about the Tenryo Commission colluding with the Fatui. It didn't happen.
What? Poor Kokomi's been worried sick. You're telling us you made the whole thing up? What the heck were you thinking? This could send you right back to war with the Tenryo Commission.
Yes, that's exactly what we're hoping to achieve. Peace talks? Everyone's been drawn in by the idea. That's why the future of Watatsumi Island is at stake. What's to stop the Tenryo Commission from stabbing us in the back? And what's to stop the Raiden Shogun from issuing another Vision Hunt decree? We are the resistance. Everything hinges on our warriors' will. We can't trust the Tenryo Commission or the Raiden Shogun, but we can put faith in ourselves. Surely you agree with that?
แต่มันยังไม่มีสงครามจริงๆนะ
But something about it doesn't feel right to Paimon. Yeah, everything you said just now was pure speculation, wasn't it?
ใช่ไหมแค่คาดเดาเขาอาจจะไม่อะไรแล้วก็ได้
Seriously willing to make up a wild rumor and ruin the peace everyone's worked so hard for, all because of some imaginary situation that may not even happen?
เมนโคโคเปียมคือสาบแช่งจริงให้โคโคมิโคโคมิ
For the sake of victory, we embodied the warrior's will to the fullest. You understand? We were all in. Now they're suddenly trying to tell us that none of it matters anymore? You'd have me just put down my weapon and start living like an ordinary person. But how can I? How can I when every time I close my eyes, I see the faces of the friends we lost in battle? Every time I see them there in my mind's eye, it reminds me that I can never forgive the Tenryo Commission and never forgive the Vision Hunt decree.
ที่แบบ
I guess you're not one of us.
แทบไปต้องตายอะไรเงี้ยแต่ก็
Go ahead and tell Sango Namiya if you want, but you're too late to stop us now.
Too late? What do you mean?
ดิพูดต่อเร็ว
Darn. Doesn't seem like he's gonna answer that one. What are we gonna do? This is really serious. We need to give Kokomi the full story right away.
ฉันไม่พูดจริงๆฉันคุยกับเขาไม่ได้อีกรอบแล้วไม่ใช่หมายถึงอีกช่างมันโคโคมิยังคิดอยู่เลยล่ะ
We found out a few things. The whole thing about the Tenryu Commission colluding with the Fatui is baloney. They made it all up. They wanted the peace talks to break down so that they could carry on fighting the war. And they said it's too late to try and stop them, no matter what we do.
I see. I'm fine. Don't worry. This is my fault. If only I'd perceived what they were feeling earlier, it never would have come to this. I think I understand what Kozin means when he says it's too late. The talks don't begin until tomorrow, but both sides have already sent their guards to the location. They are responsible for making sure the area is safe and secure. I highly suspect that one of Kozin's pro-war co-conspirators will have infiltrated the guards with an intent to reignite hostilities tomorrow during the negotiations.
Well, that's no good. Do you want us to head over there now and switch out the guards?
That won't work. Firstly, the act of bringing a new team of guards to a neutral negotiation site will put both sides on high alert. It would almost certainly push the pro-war faction into taking action. They would attack the Tenryu Commission's guards, and we'd be in danger of war breaking out once again. Not to mention that we have no idea how many of Watatsumi Island's soldiers are involved in this plot. If we change the guard in haste, we face the issue of not knowing who to trust.
Sounds like a really tricky situation. So is there really nothing we can do about it?
Don't let it worry you. What's done is done.
Okay.
Now it falls to me to devise a counter plan. These soldiers crossed the line, but the blame is not theirs alone. Whatever happens, I will find a way to ensure they do not come to harm. Let's meet here again tomorrow.
ไม่ได้กลับไปที่ปาร์ตี้ยังไม่จบนะจบแล้วนี่หว่าไม่มีใครจะดับไฟเหรอหรือว่าทุกทีเขาไม่ดับกันไม่รู้งานเยอะมากเลยเราไปเจอที่ไหนนะเราไปเจอเขาที่ไหนนะกดผิดแต่ก็ไม่เป็นไรหรอกโอเคได้เวลานั่งทำแมชชีนโอเคเราทำได้เราจะผ่านเควสอันนี้ในวันนี้ให้ได้เพราะเขาไม่ได้นานค่ะหรอกอีกนิดนึง10 โมงโอเคมา let's go นี่จุดนัดพบที่เดิมเหรอที่นี่แหละนี่นาเนาะโอเคมาก็มี
Well, the peace talks are upon us. How do you feel? Prepared?
ค่อนข้าง
Here, take this. These are some directives I wrote last night. These negotiations are complex, to be sure, but I thought about it carefully and realized there are no more than 187 possible outcomes. I took the liberty of writing them all down. This way, you will be able to adapt with speed, no matter how the events play out.
Whoa, this is huge! Let's see. Fierce dispute, violent escalation, armed revolt, coordinated attack, seize hostages.
Not gonna win.
Wow, there are so many, but you've thought of a solution to each one. Paimon suddenly feels a lot less nervous.
Glad to hear it. These peace talks are quite exceptional. It is a major step forward both for Watatsumi Island and the Shogunate. But any amount of dissatisfaction within our ranks weakens our negotiating position. We will have to work all the harder if we want these talks to be a success. As the Divine Priestess of Watatsumi Island, this responsibility is, of course, mine to shoulder. But would you be willing to lend me a hand?
แน่นอนอยู่แล้วฉันช่วยเธอได้อยู่แล้วล่ะ
Okay, time to head off.
ไปกันเลยป้าเราไปเจรจาที่ไหนกันอะที่2 กิโลอ๋อไปที่นี่โอเคเราจะบินลงมาจากตรงนี้แล้วกันนี่ปะตุ่มพอมันไม่มีฝนมันก็ดีเหมือนกันนะตอนมีฝนนี่ต้องกลัวตลอดว่าจะโดนฟ้าผ่าหรือเปล่าจะโดน แล้วตากฝนก็คือถ้ามันมีระบบป่วยได้มันก็น่าจะป่วยกันทั้งปีทั้งชาตินี่ไงสถานที่เป็นสถานที่โล่งนะเนี่ยนั่นชื่ออะไรนะเราจำชื่อไม่ได้อะฮัลโหลเต็มไปหมดเลยทหาร
It's been a while, Kujo-Sara. I believe the last time we met was on the battlefield.
Yes, where you dealt my forces quite the devastating blow. But before we go any further, what are you doing here?
เป็นพยาน
That's right. She's here to bear witness to the proceedings. She experienced the war between us firsthand and has made an enormous contribution towards securing the peace we have today. I couldn't think of a more suitable candidate.
Seems reasonable. Then let's get straight into it.
ไปเลย let's go เจรจา
The
เพื่อ
first
สัน
item
ติ
is
ภา
the
พ
maritime administration issue. During wartime, we restricted fishing rights for Watatsumi vessels in Narukami waters. We intend to remove these restrictions, but going forward, any of your vessels that fish in our waters will have to pay taxes in accordance with Narukami legislation in order to bring their catch back to Watatsumi.
That's fine, but if they're paying taxes, they should also be entitled to protection from the Tenryou Commission while in your waters. Any losses they sustain due to issues of public security will need to be compensated by the Tenryou Commission.
Accepted. Let's add that to the peace treaty. I can assure you that your vessels will
เจ
be
รจา
quite
กันอยู่
safe in our hands.
แล้วไม่ใช่เข้าใจเท่าไหร่
Negotiations seem to
แต่
be
ก็
going pretty smoothly.
ใช่
The next item has to do with the movement of people and military authority. In the past, our people have been subjected to lengthy interrogations on arrival in Watatsumi, and the same has been true for your people on arrival to Narukami. Economic cooperation between our islands has suffered greatly as a consequence. Few merchants are now willing to engage in
คุณเจสาระ
inter-island
นี่
commerce. Since the war is
ครู
now
โจสิ ไม่ใช่
over,
ครูเจ
I propose
ครู
that
โจ
we have
สาระ
the
หันไป
Yashiro
หันมา
Commission appoint a
บ่อยเหมือนกัน
business
นะ
council to oversee trade between our two islands.
The problem there is that trade is a reciprocal affair. We'll need to involve merchants from both sides in this process if it is to succeed. We cannot give the Yashiro Commission full authority.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Watatsumi Island facing severe shortages of many essential goods at the moment? Having the Yashiro Commission organize everything centrally would work in your favor.
True, we're experiencing some shortages, but we will recover in due course. Between the diverse range of goods we can produce ourselves and our strong trade links with other areas, we are capable of sourcing everything we need. Not to mention that your proposal would require separate talks with the Kamisato clan. If they've yet to sanction it, I believe you are going beyond the remit of the Tenryou Commission's authority.
Let's leave that aside for now then. On to the military question.
Oh.
Watatsumi Island's forces will need to come back under the jurisdiction of the Tenryou Commission.
That just isn't feasible. Not in the short term, at least.
With all due respect, feasibility doesn't come into it. The
ฉันไม่รู้ว่า
Tenryou
เขามีปัญหา
Commission
อะไรกัน
alone
นะ
has ultimate
ฉันไม่เข้าใจ
responsibility for Inazuma's national security. We cannot allow Watatsumi Island to be the sole exception to this rule indefinitely.
You Kujo scum! Colluding with the Fatui isn't low enough for you already. You just want to take everything away from us.
เอาละไง เอาละไงจ้า
Comrades, never trust the Kujo. Let's get them.
Protect Madam Kujo!
เอาอีหยังวะ
Number 16. No, wait. 67? Or is it 73? Which one is it?
อะไรอะอะไรวะ
Which scenario number is this in the directives?
The last one. But hold off for the moment. Stand down, Tadakatsu.
อ๋อ อันสุดท้ายเลยเหรอ
Situation has changed. Please stand by for further orders. Rest assured, I am fully aware of your concerns, but I will deal with the situation from here. Madam Kujo, this is rather serious. I believe you owe Watatsumi Island an explanation.
Excuse me for a moment. Nobody makes another move until I have finished investigating. You two, here, now.
นี่มันอะไรกันนะ น่าสนใจจริงๆ อ๋อ เขาก็เปี้ยมคิดมาแล้ว
Speak. Collusion with the Fatui? Is this true?
I wouldn't exactly call it collusion as such.
We were approached by a few Fatui. They mentioned a potential cooperation to keep the war against Watatsumi Island going. At the time, I felt like we could give it a try. After all, there'd be nothing to lose.
But we were extremely careful. We didn't agree to anything. We just said they could maybe start by heading to Watatsumi Island and stirring things up a little. Then we'd see how it went. With respect, ma'am, there was no collusion. It was just a one-off conversation. How anyone from Watatsumi Island even found out about it, I have no idea.
That's enough. When we return, there will be consequences. Might I remind you that this is the Fatui? Have you completely forgotten what they did to us? You should be having no interaction with them whatsoever, let alone entertaining offers of cooperation. So, what did they want out of it?
The Fatui's main forces have already left Inazuma. The few who approached us seemed like they wanted to settle a score for their boss.
เหมือนว่าไอ้เรื่องที่
So they're out
ฟั
for
ตุยกับ
revenge. They
ไอ้
want to keep
แคลน
Inazuma
นี้
in
มัน
a state of turmoil. One
สม
day,
รู้เริ่ม
I
คิดกัน
will
เหมือน
hunt
จะ
them
เป็นค
down.
วามจริงขึ้นมานิดนึง
Every last one. We bear responsibility for this issue. My sincere apologies. I have my own negligence to blame for this state of affairs. Please, grant us another chance to continue the peace talks.
But of course, Madam Kujo, I have every confidence in your ability to resolve this situation. For the time being, however, there is evidently some discord within the Tenryou Commission's ranks. I would therefore not feel comfortable releasing Watatsumi Island's forces into your command at this time.
It seems that I must acquiesce. I will lay this issue aside for now, but we shall revisit it as soon as the Tenryou Commission has resolved our internal issues. As for the trade issues we raised, I will discuss options with the Yashiro Commission and make sure both sides have ample participation in the final arrangement.
Seems like Kujo-sara's on the defensive now. These negotiations should be smooth sailing from here on out.
I never knew the grand strategist of Watatsumi Island was a skilled negotiator, as well as a formidable commander. I hope that when we meet again, we can continue these sit-down discussions. Settling our differences on the battlefield is rather taxing. I think we can leave things there for today. Once I get back, I will conduct a thorough investigation into the Tenryou Commission's internal issues.
I should inform you that we took out a Fatui camp recently. I suspect that before long, they will attempt to re-establish contact with your people in the hope of procuring some assistance. I recommend you say and do nothing on the matter for the time being, lest you tip them off and they disappear. Wait for them to come to you. That way, you can capture them all in one fell swoop.
I will bear this in mind. Thank you. I shall take my leave now. Until we meet again.
Okay.
Your Excellency, we...
Let's discuss it after we get back.
ค่ะจริงๆเลยนะเนี่ยไปกลับมาดูกันว่าเขามีปัญหาอะไรอีกโอเค กลับมาปัจจุบันกันโอเคไหน
Your Excellency, you knew?
I have already been informed on the reasons for your actions. You believe the Tenryou Commission to be untrustworthy and sought to sabotage the peace talks and reignite the war. Fortunately, the end result exposed and thwarted a secret Tenryou Commission plot. Yet, this was purely incidental, and the end certainly did not justify your means.
But Your Excellency, so many comrades have sacrificed themselves in the line of duty. If we stop now, aren't all of our efforts going to waste? I want to keep fighting. I want ultimate victory, even if it means I have to pay the ultimate price.
I understand your sentiments, but you cannot simply impose your will and expect others to bear the consequences. During the war, there were highs and there were lows, and in the end, there was a glorious victory. For you, perhaps the experience was one of great excitement. But you saw nothing of the countless others who will remember the war quite differently. Most people suffered terribly through each day. Watatsumi Island's people yearn for peace because they have long since given all they had to the war effort.
ใช่เขาอยู่สงครามมานานแล้วนะ
And don't need you dragging them back underneath once again.
But...
I understand, I do. And the fault is not yours alone. It was largely an oversight on my part. I taught you to nurture a warrior's will, but never how to let it go.
It's not your fault, Your Excellency. It was ours. Our selfishness. Either way, we are ready to accept sentencing under martial law.
Very well. Then I hereby declare... that as of today, I am founding a new secret corps of the army. This division will be responsible for keeping Watatsumi Island safe and secure, neutralizing any and all threats to the peace of our island. You and your comrades will all be welcome to join, but be warned, the training will be grueling. Perseverance and grit will be in high demand.
Your Excellency, what are you saying?
I have concluded from today's peace talks that the Kujo clan cannot achieve absolute peace and stability in the near future. Many seek peace, but there are still those who pursue war. It is right that Watatsumi Island moves towards peace, but we must still retain a defensive capacity. Those whose warrior's will is alive and well, I invite you to embark on the most challenging training regimen of your lives. I don't want to hear from any of you again until all of you can take on 2 shogunate samurai at a time.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
All right.
ตั้งหน่วยรับขึ้นมาเลยนะ
Go and report to General Goro. And remember, there can be no more insubordination. And if there is, there will be no more leniency from me, whatever reasons you may have.
Yes, ma'am. From now on, we will focus on our training.
thank you for this opportunity, Your Excellency. We'll
คือ
report to
เขาก็
General
ไม่อยาก
Bureau
กลับ
right
ไป
away.
เป็นคนปกติใช่ไหมเขายังแค้นเยอะอือหือ
I think that's finally everything in hand. I can feel my energy levels starting to drop. Meet you back at the hideout for some rest?
ป่ะกลับฐานลับกันเถอะไปเราไปทางไหนได้บ้างไหนเราไปทางนี้ได้ปะนี่ทางนี้น่าจะใกล้กว่าบินมานะต้นมิ้นเต็มไปหมดเลยนี่เปลี่ยนไปตอนเช้าหน่อยดีกว่าตาดาโอเคป่ะโอคามิอุ้ยไปสิวิวสวย
With your help, peace has been restored on Watatsumi Island once more.
พลังงานพอหรือเปล่า
Recovering. Slowly, but surely. I should be raring to go before too long. Today was a reminder that I don't cope well in situations with lots of people. I've improved, but I still get nervous when more than a handful of people are involved. I think I might get Goro to handle the negotiations next time.
พี่เก่งใช่เก่งมากจริงใช่
To be honest, I'm still a long way off what's expected of a divine priestess.
อ๋อ
In the past,
เดี๋ยวก็ค่อยๆดี
I
ขึ้น
was
เองแหละ
concerned only
เนาะ
with winning the war, restoring peace, and making sure everyone could live a happy life. But I realize now that wasn't going far enough. People have all kinds of aspirations, and just as many measures of happiness. I have a long way to go, but that's okay. If I can't make the journey in one giant leap, I'll just have to settle for taking it one small step at a time. In short, I've still got some maturing to do. Could you stay here on Watatsumi Island? To keep me company for a while longer?
จบแล้วเหรอแล้วฉันจะเจอคุโกมิได้ที่ไหนคุโกมิหายตัวไปเลยอะไม่นะเราอยู่ไหนล่ะนี่เหรอไม่เธอให้ฉันอยู่ด้วยแล้วเธอจะไปหาเธอที่ไหนไม่นะอยู่นี่เหรอมันมีเควสต่อไหมอะเริ่มหมดแล้วเควสระดับตำนานอ๋อโอเคเควสคุโกมิเราจบแล้วขอบคุณสำหรับไลค์แล้วก็แชร์ด้วยนะคะเราโอเคอีกเควสหนึ่งเควสระดับตำนานของเอ็นโกโนมิยะใช่ไหมใช่ป่าววะต้องใช่แล้วแหละเนาะเอ๊ะไม่ใช่ล่ะเราจำไม่ได้เลยแฮะนี่เหรอเราไปแวะศาลเจ้าดีฮะสวัสดีค่ะสวัสดีครับผมไอแชทตรงนี้มันเล็กเนาะอุ้ยเราขอเพิ่มมันหน่อยเราแก้ตอนนี้นี่แหละคือมันเล็กจังเลยอะเดี๋ยวค่อยแก้ทีหลังแล้วกันเนาะนาดาเรามาแวะศาลเจ้าแป๊บหนึ่งเพราะเราจะได้บินลงไปได้ What อย่างที่บอกเราไม่ค่อยได้สำรวจไม่มีอะไรเพิ่มขึ้นมาเลยเราไปทางไหนนะไปทางนี้ก่อน เราไปบ้านคามิซาโตะก็ได้นี่หว่าแต่ก็ขึ้นไปศาลเจ้าแล้วกันอยากเผาแมปเหรอไม่นะอยากโอเคไหนอะไรโอ้อุ๊ยอะไรวะเคยเจอนะเนี่ย
Shine down. Rain outlines your face. Foreign. Disappear.
ฉันไม่เคยสู้กับพวกเธอมาก่อนหรือเปล่า Oh no
Illusion shattered. Witness the power of Gugwa. Inazuma shines eternal.
Oh god มันฆ่ายังไงวะ
Shine down.
มันคือตัวอะไรนะโอ้มันตียังไงก่อนตียังไงก่อนเกลียดตอนที่แบบใช้เซียวใช้สกิลสกิลอะไรวะสกิลอีพูดผิดหมดเลยโอ้ god สกิลอีของเซียวแล้วแบบมันว้าวอ่ะเพราะทุกทีเรากด2 ครั้งรวดไงโอเคเควสตำนานของไรเดนตอนที่2
Torn to oblivion.
Oh god สวัสดีไรเดน
Shogun? Wait, no. Could also be A.
Oh, it's you two. It has been a long time. We have not seen each other since the resolution of the Tenryou Commission crisis.
Okay, sounds more like A. It is you, right? You sure made short work of them. That was amazing.
มันมาอยู่ที่นี่ได้ล่ะ
Early preparations for what is to come.
Wow.
Last time we took a walk around Inazuma together, I witnessed the way the world is today. I was finally able to comprehend some things that I had never understood in the past. Since then, every time I encounter an obstacle in my thinking, I find myself having the urge to spend some time in the outside world.
Makes sense. You must get super bored being stuck in there all the time.
Might I remind you that I am not here to amuse myself? Recently, I have observed a number of changes in the external world from the plane of Euthymia. The most serious of these being the attack on the sacred Sakura by numerous rift hounds. I considered this matter worthy of my attention, so I pursued them, and they led me here, where I happened to run into you.
ถึงขั้นที่ให้เอมาออกโรงหรอ
If
นะ
the Shogun rather than I were to discover them, yes, perhaps she would have left the situation alone.
Why? Because she's just a puppet?
Precisely. According to the rules I designed for her, matters of this nature are to be delegated to the Tri-Commission. But rift hounds attacking the sacred Sakura.
Rift Hound.
It brings back bad memories of that terrible disaster.
A disaster?
Yes.
500 ปีก่อน
500 years ago, a great catastrophe befell Inazuma. Everything was engulfed in a pitch-black fog, and monsters ravaged the land. Countless lives were lost, and this homeland that the people had worked so hard to build barely escaped being obliterated entirely. The monsters committed many atrocities on Inazuman soil.
ทุกคนคิดว่าเราจะทำเควสนี้จบไหมวันนี้ ต้องจบแล้วเนาะ
Their duty was to tear open a passage through space with their claws and teeth, and then call in even more powerful beasts.
อะไรไปก่อนกันก็แคนเรียเหรอก็จริงนะคือเราลืมไปเลยว่าแคนเรียมัน500 ปีก่อน
That's an episode of history that I am loath to recall.
Maybe to you, it seems like my response to these creatures was an excessive one. But an excess of caution is not unwarranted in this case.
Can't argue with that.
อันนี้เราจำได้อยู่
Since
นะ
we
แต่
are both here for the same reason,
แต่เราก็เกือบ
let
ลื
us
มไปแล้ว
work together. From the traces they've left in the surrounding area, there should be many more monsters nearby. All of them must be eliminated.
ไปกันเถอะ
Paimon feels so safe when we're in Ace company. Having someone uber powerful on your team kind of makes you feel invincible, doesn't it? Oh yeah, after we've dealt with the monsters, we should ask her to tell us more about Conria. This color, it's similar to the color when the sacred Sakura takes damage. Let's follow it. It should be this way.
นู่นตอนนั้นเราไม่ได้เปิดกล่องเหรอเราจะไม่โอเอไปมาไล่ตามร่องรอยวิ่งขึ้นไปข้างบน Sacred Sakura ปะไปนี่เหมือนสะกดรอยตามอะไรอยู่เลยนู่นตรงนี้เหรอ
We are lucky. The damage is not too serious. The Yashiro Commission will be able to nurse the root system back to health.
This stuff that's flowing out, is it sap or something? And how come it's glowing?
จริง
Huh?
เฮ้ยคน
What's this?
Oh.
Could they be dead people? It wouldn't be the first time we'd seen ghosts on our journey. But why would they appear here?
Let's search the area. Perhaps we will find out.
เราคุยกับเขาได้ด้วยเหรอ
I can't go on like this. Not when the other troops are counting on me.
What happened here? Could you tell us?
เราคุยกับเขาได้ด้วย
Who are you? What are you doing here?
เดินมา
Run quick while you still can. The monsters will be back. And once you're in their sights, I'm telling you there's no escaping them. We will defend Inazuma until our dying breath.
เกิดเรื่องอะไรขึ้นอ่ะ
You don't know? Inazuma is engulfed
อัน
in
นี้แต่
beasts.
แต่เราคุยกับเขาได้ไง
Monsters are everywhere.
เราไม่รู้เดี๋ยวให้เกมเล่าอีกทีแล้วกันเนาะ
And they will devour everything in their path. Every last trace of humanity's existence, I tell you. They'll devour it all.
Oh.
But look, none of that seems to be going on around here.
Not right now, but they'll be back. Look, get out of here. Now, there's no time left. The almighty Shogun is gone. So is Kitsune Saigu. There is no one left to rely on but ourselves.
เฮ้ในเรื่องเยอะจริงๆนะเนี่ยไม่เถียงเลย
But if we abandon our hope, then we've got nothing left at all.
Don't worry, I'm right here.
It's the Shogun? You're back.
ยิ้มเลย
Please, we beg you. You have to help us. You have to save Inazuma. Only the glow of your supreme lightning can dispel this terrible darkness. Please, or the whole of Inazuma will be reduced to a hunting ground for the beasts.
Calm down. The war you speak of is over.
Over? But what do you mean? Shogun.
Look around you. The grass grows green and lush, and a soft breeze blows. This is Inazuma at
วิญ
peace.
ญาณพวก
as
นี้
you
เขา
will
น่า
no
จะแบบ
doubt
ยังแบบ
remember.
คิดว่ายังอยู่ใน
There are no
สงครามหรืออะไรสักอย่าง
Nor is there anything
You.
else here that could threaten your life.
What?
ก็เลยยังไม่ไปผุดไปเกิดหรือเปล่า อันนี้สันนิษฐานนะ
Just moments ago, they were everywhere. I saw them tear my comrade to shreds with my own eyes.
Hey, calm down. Everything's fine now.
Huh. I think I understand. Almighty Shogun, you saved Inazuma. Yes, we were right to place our trust in the Almighty Shogun. As long as the Shogun is with us, Inazuma will last for an eternity. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, thank you.
ไง
What's wrong with him?
กำลังจะหายไป
He's
เนี่ย
gone.
หายไปแล้ว
Paimon can't even begin to
ใช่ไหม ใช่ไหม
understand what
คือ
that
มันน่า
was
จะแบ
all
บ
about.
เหมือนแบบความเชื่อของไทย พวกนี้นะ
Feels all sad and hopeless.
If I am not mistaken, what we just saw was a samurai's memory that was buried in the land. The sacred
ความทรง
sakura
จ
can absorb and
ำหรือดวงวิญ
purify
ญาณ
the
ที่ยังไม่
filth
ไป
in
ผุด
the
ไปเกิดเราก็
leylines.
ไม่รู้เหมือนกัน
After the rift hounds attacked, some of this filth leaked out through the cracks in the trunk and formed a physical entity. An entity formed with strong filth would be highly aggressive. But when purified, it presents in the form of a memory. Purified filth quickly dissipates and will be absorbed by the ley lines shortly afterwards. In other words, it cannot exist for too long.
อ๋อ
So the memories of the ones that died are all appearing at this moment?
Yes. That soldier was one of the many thousands who made the ultimate sacrifice. What he was describing just now was precisely the disaster that happened in Inazuma 500 years ago.
ทำไมโชกุนไม่อยู่อ่ะ
Yes. Inazuma was facing many great crises at that time. Some were local in origin, while others came from the now fallen kingdom of Kanria. The disaster in Inazuma caused me great concern. I felt that I had to step in before it was too late, otherwise it would spread to all of Tevat. But my friend, Kitsune Saiku, reassured me that I had nothing to worry about. She would shoulder the responsibility of protecting Inazuma and mobilize all forces at her disposal to combat the threat. I could tell that, although neither of us acknowledged it, we both knew that the road ahead would likely end in tragedy.
So, Inazuma was attacked at the same time as when the disaster happened in Kanria?
Indeed. Countless monsters suddenly appeared throughout all of Inazuma.
Oh.
In the end, Kitsune Saigu sacrificed her life to protect the people. I never had the chance to see her one last time. But I would like to believe that she kept her promise to me until the very last. But even then, Inazuma was left more devastated than we could have ever imagined. Those terrible tragedies left great wounds that are still felt to this day, both on the land itself and in my heart. Yes.
ในคัสซีนนั้น
For
ไง
the longest
ใช่
time,
ปะ
I couldn't bring myself to face the pain of that loss. All my martial might was in vain. Though I could conquer Tatarigami and vanquish monsters, I was helpless against the ravages of time, powerless to keep the ones I cherished alive.
อ๋อ อ๋อ ประวัติตัวละคร แต่ละตัวละครนี่มันช่าง
I thought long and hard. Now I realize I cannot fixate on the past forever. When I traveled around Inazuma with you, I caught a glimpse of how the nation has progressed over the centuries. A glimpse of human potential. Everything far exceeded my expectations. Moving forward inevitably invites further loss, but also new encounters. Just think of that soldier. Despite all the losses he had experienced, he still chose to keep fighting for the sake of moving forward. All those who sacrificed themselves back then gave their lives fighting for a future. But perhaps the future they were hoping for is not the eternity that I once strove for. As Inazuma's god, it is high time I honored their wishes. Warriors of the past, who spilled your blood on this land, your noble souls now rest in this earth. I will never forget you, and all that you did for Inazuma.
He's taking all this pretty hard.
Come on. Let's keep investigating the damage to the sacred Sakura.
คือประวัติมันดีฟมากอะบางทีแล้วก็ไม่ไหวเฮ้ยอะไรอะไหนอยู่แถวไหนอะแถวนี้เหรออยู่ในนี้อะอยู่ตรงไหนอะตรงนี้อะไม่ใช่มันอยู่ใต้ดินเหรอ มันอยู่ไหนอ่ะมันอยู่ไหนไออิเล็กโทรคูลัสนั่นอะหรือว่าอยู่ใต้ดินตรงนี้เราน่าจะเคยมาแล้วนี่ในนี้เหรอเอ้าฉันลงมาที่นี่อ่ะ แป๊บนึงนะฉันขึ้นได้ไหมอ่ะขึ้นไม่ได้ฉันจะไปที่ไหนไม่ใช่อยู่ดีๆก็ลงมาเราขึ้นมาผิดที่อ่ะเรามาผิดที่อ่ะมาผิดที่จริงๆนะเราต้องไปที่ไหนวะเราจำไม่ได้แล้วสินี่หรือเปล่าใช่ตรงนี้แหละโอเคเรากลับไปที่เดิมกัน เมื่อกี้ไม่มีใครเห็นอะไรทั้งนั้นเรากลับไปกันเปิดตรงนี้ได้ปะไม่ได้ขึ้นทางไหนแล้วเนี่ยตรงนั้นกระโดดขึ้นต่อไปเลยนี่ไงโอเคเมื่อกี้ไม่มีใต้ดินต้องลงไปในบ่อเหรอเดี๋ยวค่อยหาแล้วกันเราทำเควสกันนี่
Leave them to me. Torn to oblivion.
40,000แอบดูหน่อยสิโอ้ใช้อันนี้เหรอแต่เขาใช้อันนี้นะฉันไม่มีหอกของท่านนะสิบ้าจริง
There is no escape. Inazuma shines eternal.
I'm here.
Oh wow.
Something seems wrong with A.
โอเคหรือเปล่า
Why would you ask that?
Well,
Tuman.
usually you'd pull out your sword and swish, vaporize them all in one go. No?
You are unduly concerned. I'm simply conserving my energy. Although I have some understanding of the situation already, it could take an unexpected turn.
They
at
didn't
any
say
time.
Nobel.
I must be prepared for anything. If there are more formidable monsters lying in wait in this area, I must make sure I have the strength to face them.
Makes sense. Spoken like a seasoned shogun. The roots seem pretty badly damaged this time. We definitely need to tell the Yashiro Commission about this. Hey, the same light is leaking out again.
นี่เป็นคนลุงแฮะ
Furuyama?
อ๋อ
Is that you?
คุณลุงชื่อฟุริยาม่าเหรอ
Almighty Shogun, what brings you back so soon? I thought you were off fighting a battle in a distant land.
เหรอ
Fighting a battle in a distant land? Sounds like this guy's talking about 500 years ago, too.
Allow me to introduce Furuyama. He is a tea master and a member of my retinue. Though blind, Furuyama is unparalleled in his ability to appraise tea. He brews some of the very finest tea in all of Inazuma.
Your Excellency, you shower me with praise undeserved. I have simply had the good fortune to be in Your Excellency's presence long enough to become acquainted with all the skills that are required of me. It sounds like the Almighty Shogun has brought a guest.
ใช่ใช่ใช่
I'm
เรา
afraid
คือ
I'm
แขก
unable to serve you any respectable refreshments on account of the current situation. But please, sit and rest. After all, it's quite a mess out there.
What should we do?
okay.
Yeah. Sheesh. There's monsters everywhere out there. It's pitch black and loads of people have been injured.
I see. So, they have fought their way this far already.
Oh.
Most of the residents in this neighborhood have
มาจากไหน
already
วะ
escaped. They
กระสุน
wanted
พว
to
กนี้
take
เหรอ
me with them, but it seemed rather pointless to me. So, I decided to stay. And now the almighty Shogun is here, I have even less reason to run away. Imagine if this was something that even the almighty Shogun was powerless to resolve. Where could I possibly run to then? People flee out of a desire to live on, and the desire to live on stems from a feeling of having unfinished business in life. But me, I have no such thoughts, and I have no regrets. The almighty Shogun often speaks to me about her dreams over tea. Just listening to her stories. I've been blind for many years, but her vivid descriptions took me on a splendid journey to all the most beautiful places in Inazuma. Over time, I've come to understand her mindset. Quite the romantic at heart, a true dreamer. One thing she always says is, good things don't last forever. Everything changes, fades, disappears completely over the passage of time. And so, people must make the most of the life they have, seize the chance to enjoy it while it lasts, and have no regrets in the end. So you see, as bleak as things may be now, I have experienced countless wonderful things in life, and have no reason not to be satisfied.
Perhaps you are right.
It won't be long now before I have to say goodbye to the almighty Shogun for the last time. What a pity. I'll never get to see what Inazuma looks like after the almighty Shogun rebuilds it anew. But I suppose it doesn't matter. Everyone says that Inazuma has turned dark now. But to me, it went dark a long time ago. Once this catastrophe is over, life is sure to spring forth anew. But even if I survived until then, I'd probably be a hopelessly befuddled old so-and-so by then. So, never mind, eh? Oh, goodness me. Speaking of befuddled, look at me rambling away to my heart's content and forgetting to serve the tea.
เรื่องมันยาวจริง
The
ๆนะเนี่ย
almighty Shogun comes to visit and I don't have the tea ready. A truly egregious loss of decorum. One moment, I'll just... Where in the world is the tea set? I hope the others didn't smash it to smithereens in their hasty departure.
Can't see a tea set anywhere around here.
Really? but it's always been right by my side. Goodness gracious, what a fool I'm making of myself. I couldn't possibly have my guests fetch it themselves. That would be most discourteous indeed.
Don't worry about it. Take a rest. We'll be back right away.
Almighty Shogun, you're not going too, are you? No, no, no. Your humble servant implores you, not with the war raging outside.
This place is complicated. It's quite unlike the tea house in your memories. Leave it to us.
But, well, okay.
คุณลุง
I never thought I'd see the day that I need the almighty Shogun to personally collect my tea set for me. I can't decide whether it's a final regret or a final stroke of good fortune.
โอเค หลังจากที่
Go to find a tea set. Having a cup of tea isn't exactly the most urgent thing to do right now, but at the same time, this lovely old man from 500 years ago has been through so much, and it makes Paimon so sad.
I'm also feeling very nostalgic for his tea.
เราไม่ได้เดินนะ ซึ่งเราอาจจะไม่ได้ยินว่าเขาพูดอะไรกัน หลังจากที่ฟังเนื้อเรื่องมานาน
Why don't we go to the Kamisato estate? There'll definitely be a tea set we can borrow there.
โอเค นี่ไงเรามาถึงแล้ว
It's the traveler. And the almighty Shogun.
Hi
How might I be of assistance, Your Excellency?
ชื่ออย่างนี้เลยเปล่าฮิราโนะใช่แหละ
I wish to borrow a tea set from the Yashiro Commission.
Oh, sure. I'll fetch that for you right away.
Okay.
Please step into the courtyard and have a rest, almighty Shogun. Oh, and I'll inform my lord about your visit immediately. And the tea set. I'll bring that here as soon as it's ready.
Be at ease. I'm not here to see Commissioner Kamisato. Actually, I'd prefer to spend this time chatting with the traveler. Please, fetch the tea set at your convenience.
No. I am your humble servant. I daren't think of my own convenience when the almighty Shogun graces me with her presence. I'll deal with it right away.
It's not often we have the chance to chat. I'm sure you must have a lot of questions.
Right. Paimon wanted to ask that too. The almighty Shogun that he described didn't sound anything like you at all.
I seldom had the time to drink tea. Any free time I had was spent practicing martial arts. So, in the vast majority of cases, the one he made tea for was the former Electro Archon, who was also my sister, Raiden Makoto. He may well have had an inkling about there being two Raiden Shoguns,
ถ้าจำไม่ผิดนะ
but he always acted as if he was completely unaware of it. The philosophy of life that he shared with us just now, that was Makoto's view on reality. She always saw things that way.
You and Makoto had pretty different views, huh?
Indeed we did. It was the biggest difference between us. In her eyes, the most precious things in this world were dreams. The yearning for a better future held by living beings.
ฉันก็ว่าทำไมไรเดนดูโรแมนติกแปลก
They are similar, but not identical. When you came charging into the plane of Euthymia, I saw human aspirations light up the sky far above in the form of countless stars. This somewhat shook me. Now, it seems like she was right, while I took the wayward path.
Wow, there sure was a lot going on beneath the surface.
Makoto saw a bigger picture than I did. In her view, a dream is more imaginary, more abstract than an ambition. An ambition is a yearning for something material or a concrete outcome. It is finite in nature and will be replaced by a new ambition in due course. Makoto was more concerned with the force that drives humans to constantly generate new ambitions in the first place. It is something innate, rooted in instinct. In other words, it is something eternal.
That's
ไม่เข้าใจเหมือนกัน
to take in.
To put it simply, Makoto wasn't concerned about outcomes. I didn't understand at the time. How can we say that we are maintaining eternity when things are constantly moving forward and I suppose what it comes down to
ฉันไม่ได้อยาก
is the
กดข้ามนะ
definition
แต่
of
บางทีมันก็ช้าไปหน่อย
eternity she set out with.
อ่า
Yes, it does.
แต่จะ
I always
อีก
thought
ครั้ง
that
คือปัญ
she
ญา
must
ลึก
have
ลับที่คนนี้
grasped
บางหวัง
some
ไว้
elusive,
ถึงได้คิดแบบ
arcane
นั้น
wisdom to arrive at the conclusions she did. But in the last analysis, Makoto's philosophy was, on the surface at least, an elegantly simple one. Notwithstanding that it was also the more prudent choice, based on a more mature, far-sighted outlook.
Do you feel you're starting to understand her better now?
You have already witnessed my previous views on eternity. But now, I no longer cling to what was lost.
มัน
I suppose that means our
okay.
differences have been reconciled.
Okay.
Almighty Shogun, I found a tea set. This one in particular should be fit for your excellency's use.
It's quite beautiful. Thank you.
You are too kind. A humble servant such as I does not deserve the gratitude of the Almighty Shogun.
It's all good, sir. She's actually pretty chill.
Let us return. We ought not keep Furuyama waiting too long.
Oh. Oh. โอเค กลับไปหาฟริยามะกันเถอะ รู้สึกเป็นเควสที่ยาวนานกับการพูดคุยซะส่วนใหญ่เราจะบินลงไปจากดอยแล้วกัน จากศาลเจ้าดีจ้าเอาจริงนะ เอ๊ะจะพูดอะไรวะ ไม่รู้ โอเคเรากลับไปหาฟริยามะกันเถอะทุกคน คือเนื้อเรื่องมันจะยาว ตอนที่แบบเขาคุยกันอะคือตอนถ้าเป็นตอนที่มันแบบอินเทนส์มากๆแล้วเขาคุยกันแบบรวดเร็วปานการมนุษย์หนุ่มไงมันก็อาจจะแบบคล้อยตามได้ง่ายขึ้นแต่อันนี้มันอาจจะแบบนานไปนิดนึงเสียงหลงมันเป็นการพรรณนาถึงอดีตไงฉันก็ไม่ค่อยอินเท่าไหร่เรียนมาหายไปแล้วเหรอ
Hey, where'd he go?
ใช่ไหม
He wouldn't have gone looking for a tea set himself, would he?
Or perhaps the ley lines did not have the power to sustain him for very long.
อ๋อ พลังงานหมดแล้ว
Memory we saw earlier.
So we won't get to drink his tea? We didn't even have a chance to say goodbye.
Aww.
The information held in the ley lines is complex and disorderly. The fact that we were able to meet him to begin with was a miracle of fate. Well, this chance won't come often, and we do have a tea set. Perhaps I should try my hand at making us a pot of tea. I've watched Furuyama brew tea on many occasions. I doubt I should have any major problems doing it myself.
Okay. ชงชา
The tea is ready.
เฮ้ยสำรับชาสวยเหมือนกันนะ
So many thoughts were racing through my head as I was brewing it. I'm not sure how to explain it. You're right. But the things we've seen today have brought back many memories for me. I've been reminded of many people, too. Kitsune Saigu, Makoto, and all the other friends who I watched pass even further back. Back at the Yashiro Commission, I kept the conversation reasonably light-hearted. But now, I'd like to broach a heavier topic, if I may. The events of 500 years ago not only robbed me of
เอ
my
ช่อง
friend
ช้าให้นักเดินทางกิน
Kitsune's
นักเดิน
Saigo,
ทางจะไม่ตายใช่ไหมเดินแบ
they
กทำอา
also
หาร
took
ไม่ได้นะ
Makoto away from me.
อ่ะนั่น
For
สิ
good.
ตอนแรก
She died in that disaster too?
Yes.
ๆตอนแรกฉัน
She
ก็
went
ไม่
to
แน่ใจเหมือ
Conria
นกัน
alone,
แต่มัน
without
คง
telling
ไม่เหมื
me.
อนกันหรอกเนาะอาหารกับชาเนี่ยอือหือเธอไปบางเลยไปเข้าไปโอ้คานเยฮาริตคานเรียคนเดียวด้วย oh oh no
Unlike me, Makoto was no martial artist.
oh
Whenever similar crises had arisen in the past, I was always the one to face them in her stead. But this time, the circumstances were so grave that Makoto had no choice but to leave me behind. Or perhaps it was more that she went ahead of me, put herself in front of me, so that I would remain hidden. Yes. It was too late. I arrived only in time to hear her dying breath. She had already lapsed into unconsciousness by that point, so all I could do was enter into her mind. As far as you're concerned, it would be somewhere similar to the plain of Euthymia. It was there that we bid each other a final farewell. I cried bitterly. Even in those final moments, I couldn't understand her actions. Why did she go to Conria first, and not I? Why did she keep me in the dark about it? Was it to shield me? It was there and then that I resolved to pursue eternity. As a testament to that decision, I saved her realm of consciousness just before it collapsed completely and brought it back to Inazuma.
That's quite a story.
When I returned to Inazuma, I was shocked to find that a great sakura tree had appeared on Mount Yogo. The tree that you know as the sacred sakura.
นั่นสิไม่ได้อยู่แล้วล่ะ
What everyone back then told me as well. That it had existed since time immemorial. They were so matter-of-fact about it, and couldn't at all understand what I was so surprised about. No one questioned it. And yet, its presence contrasted so starkly with the area as I remembered it. It seemed as if I was the only one to have noticed it appear suddenly out of thin air. In the end, I simply had to accept that it was a miraculous effect of Makoto's consciousness. With the help of the sacred Sakura's power, I was finally able to overcome the monsters and quell the disaster in Inazuma.
This is all really hard to understand. Kinda beyond Paimon's level.
She had such a great love for this land and for its people.
เราจะไม่กินชากันเหรอ
In this respect, I still do not compare to her.
ไม่ใช่กินสิ ต้องดื่มใช่ไหม
I would
ดื่ม
never
ชา
speak of these events again. Facing the fact that she is gone is unbearably painful. But even the tea that is most bitter to the tongue,
หรือว่า
once
เขากินกัน
swallowed,
ไปแล้วอะ
leaves some sweetness in the throat. And it's time I came to terms with it all.
Oh, while we're on the topic, since you experienced that battle in person,
เราจะถามอย่างนี้จริงๆเหรอแล้วก็โอเคเธอเคยเจอพี่ชายของฉันไหมอ่ะ
I had heard that you were looking for your family.
ฉันทายว่า
To
ไม่
say that he was somehow involved in the Conria disaster?
based on what we've learned so far, it seems so, yeah.
I'm sorry.
เหมือนว่าเขาน่าจะอยู่นะ
I wasn't there for the whole thing. By the time I arrived, the worst of the fighting was already over. And also, my mind was consumed entirely with the plight of Inazuma and the fate of those closest to me. So, I am afraid I can't help you.
อ๋อ
Well,
โอเค
that's a shame.
ถ้าอาจจะต้องไป
Can't help, I
อ่า
guess.
รออาณาจักร
Those
อา
of
ณา
you
จัก
have
รอื่น
experienced great
ๆ ว่าเขาเคยเห็นหรือเปล่า
With
มัน
this
เรียกว่าอะไร
last
นะ อา
cup
ณา
of
จักรหรือ
tea,
ประเทศอะประเทศ
let us honor the Team Master's memory. Thank you, Destiny, for giving us the chance to meet again.
โอเค
We should go. Let's keep following the traces.
Very well. Based on my investigation so far, I believe this next pack of monsters should be the last.
โอ้ยไม่ต้องซูมให้ฉันก็ได้ นี่เหรอ ลงไปข้างล่าง ไหนอะอ๋อนั่นไงนั่นไง เรายังอยู่ในภารกิจสะกดรอยตาม ไม่ใช่สะกดรอยตาม สะกดรอยเฉยๆ เนี่ยรอย นี่ก็รอย นั่นก็รอย โอ้ไม่ต้องให้ฉันเห็นก็ได้ฉันเห็นอยู่แล้วโอ้มันอยู่ตรงนี้กันเอง กันนี่เองเนาะฉันไม่อยากจะสู้กับพวกนี้เลย
Once again, please leave them to me.
Hey!
เราจะสู้เราไม่ช่วยจริงๆ
There is no escape.
อยากใช้เซลล์จังเลย
Illusion shattered.
ฮะ ฮะ เฮ้ย
I'm fine.
โอเคจริงหรือเปล่าโอเคหรือเปล่าไม่คือฉันจะให้พวกแกไปอยู่ด้วยกันเว้ยไม่ต้องอยู่ด้วยกันก็ได้
Illusion shattered.
จะตายเพราะฉันอ่ะ ฉันเกลียดตอนต้องกดสเปซบาร์มากๆควรจะต้องเปลี่ยน คือเหมือนเล่นเกนชินกับดบดนในครั้งเดียวกันในรอบเดียวกันมันต้องเล่นดบดนไปด้วย กดสเปซบาร์นั่นแหละ
Remove all obstacles. Illusion shattered.
ฉันอยากใช้เซลล์จริงๆนะอยู่นิ่งๆเป็นไหมโอเคทราเวลเลอร์ก็อยากจะช่วยนะให้ฉันช่วยเถอะ
Maybe you should leave this one to us.
ใช่อย่าฝืนเลยฝืนอีกแล้วมีแต่คนฝืนเต็มไปหมดเลย ไม่ต้องขอโทษ เราขอโทษ เรานี่แหละขอโทษที่กดผิดโอเคไม่เป็นไรเธอพักผ่อนเถอะพักผ่อนนี่อย่างวะพักผ่อนเถอะนั่นนะอะไรอ่ะ
Look, that's the same light again.
เดี๋ยวก็มาแล้วแหละครั้งนี้จะเป็นอะไรนะใช่ไหม
Where am I? Who are you? Almighty Shogun, you're here too. Are you injured, Your Excellency?
I'm quite all right. Just feeling a little stiff.
We, the Shogunate Samurai, will defend the Shogun until the very end.
Oh.
Come on, men. They're coming back for more.
Don't. It's too dangerous.
Danger is our duty, ma'am. If we were the kinds to shy away from danger, we never would have taken up arms to begin with.
เขายังปฏิบัติหน้าที่เขาอยู่เลย
Don't worry, Almighty Shogun. When the situation looks bleak, we will draw on the power granted to us by the gods.
Is that a vision?
It certainly is. I know the gods are omnipotent, and their willingness to grant their power to humans means they have high expectations for us. If the Almighty Shogun is in trouble, now of all time is the moment for us to honor that.
วิชั่นดีครีอะไรนั่น
That era understood visions, huh?
Nobody knew where your excellency had gone, and we were starting to despair. But now we've found you. You're right here with us. Just the sight of you appearing before us once more has reignited the hope in our hearts. This hope is the light that will guide us out from the darkness.
Everyone, on me!
We'll help too!
Huh? Affirmative, but watch your backs.
Protect the almighty Shogun!
Let's go.
Pew,
ได้ใช้เซียแล้วรู้สึกดี
Evil conquering, worthless. Here. Useless.
Witness the power of Gugwa. Now you shall perish.
เราไม่ได้แบบตีแรงเท่าโชกุนคนแรกหรอกนะ เพราะเราไม่ใช่เอยังไงล่ะ
Know my sword.
Useless.
I'm a rock!
Foreign. Shine down.
ติดผนัง ข้างนอกเขาสู้ไหวกันใช่ไหมติดผนังอย่างนั้นแหละ
Shaking and stirred.
Rain cutter.
อยู่ไหนวะก็มองไม่เห็นเลย บินไปมาอย่างนั้นแหละไหนวะ อ้าวไม่นะ
Eyes open.
เดี๋ยวหน้าฉันตายเพราะแกเลยนะเนี่ยโอเคโอ้เขาสู้ไหวกันด้วยนะ
Attacks are finally over.
โคตรเก่ง
I've never fought so fiercely before.
Thank you all.
Are you okay? Maybe you should keep resting.
เสียงไม่ค่อยดีเลยนะ
I feel much better already.
You fought phenomenally. It was truly awe-inspiring. The monsters will definitely come back. And when they do, it'll be more than a few rift hounds this time. Quickly, escort Her Excellency back to Inazuma City and regroup with the General's forces as soon as possible.
Okay.
When everyone sees the almighty Shogun safely returning, their spirits will be lifted.
Well, what are you guys gonna do?
We will stay here and guard against the monsters' advance. We cannot afford to let them get any further. We are brothers in arms. As long as we stick together, we can face any number of monsters that come our way.
เขาดูแบบเริ่มมีความหวังเลยนะ แบบแค่เห็นโชกุนรบกวนหน่อยนะ
Leave it to us. Fighting is what we do best. But the almighty Shogun is the only one of us with the power to change the present state of affairs. Only Her Excellency can turn back the tide of despair and lead us onward into the future. No matter what kind of threat faces Inazuma, we will always place our faith in the almighty Shogun.
Thank you
เห็
all
นไหม
very much.
เขาไว้วางใจโชกุนมากเล
I
ยนะ
promise you that I will create a bright future for Inazuma. I should not have left it this late to make this promise. But from this moment forth, know that I shall be true to my word.
Don't worry, Your Excellency. We will never doubt your word as long as we live. With you leading us, we will claim back everything that Inazuma has lost.
Glory to the Shogun.
Let's go.
To the Shogun!
บ๊ายบาย
They're gone.
เขาไปแล้วว่าสัญญาเมื่อกี้เธอพูดกับพวกเขา
It
เหร
was
อ
both. The people's sacrifice has always caused me immense pain. But in dwelling on the tragedy, I overlooked their splendor. The result being that in the centuries since their sacrifice, I have dishonored their will. You could take the view that whatever I say to them is meaningless, because they are but disembodied memories held in the ley lines. But even so, they are due a resolution. I owe it to them, and to all the people who have placed their faith in me to date.
Well, Paimon thinks that even if it's a few hundred years later, you're doing right by them now, and that's what counts.
Thank you for your comforting words. But this is my basic duty as Inazuma's Archon, and I have neglected it for far too long. I used to think just like that samurai, that I was first and foremost a warrior, and my only duty was to face whatever challenge came my way. But what Inazuma needs more than a warrior is someone like Makoto. Even though I am utterly unlike Makoto, and can never become the person she was, I still need to do the things that she would have done. Yes, they are. They are strong and resilient, and have much to be proud of. As the Raiden Shogun they revere, I should not be the one to hold them back.
Well said. Sounds to Paimon like you figured things out.
Change will come to Inazuma,
ขอบคุณสำหรับไลฟ์นะคะ
new possibilities. This will take time, but eventually, no matter how long it takes, I am committed to bringing this to fruition. This is my promise. Now that we've dealt with the Rift Hounds, this matter is halfway resolved. It does not appear that the threat will escalate for the time being. I will leave the Tenryo and Yashiro commissions to handle the follow-up work, such as investigating the origins of this incident and tending to the root system.
โอเค แล้วเอจะทำอะไรต่อไป
It looks calm on the outside, but Paimon bets her emotions must be all over the place right now, huh? She seems to have changed a lot since we last met her. Huh? What's wrong, eh? Come on, keep up! What's going on? Are you feeling unwell again?
สี่
My body... I can't move it. It looks like
เกิดอะไรขึ้นอ่ะเกิดอะไรขึ้นอ่ะ
situation
รีบกลับไปที่เมืองก่อนดีกว่า ขอโทษที่สกิปนะ
She is calling me. The time has come. Can you help me walk?
ได้
I need to go to the cave below the Grand Narukami Shrine.
Why? What's
แรนนารุกามิไอข้างล่างนั่นเหรอ
A battleground. One where I shall sever ties with the past and take the first steps into the future.
โอเค ฉันต้องเตรียมสู้แล้วหรือเปล่าฉันว่าใช่ แต่ตอนนี้ฉันต้องไปฮีลก่อน นี่ไง แล้วก็ไม่แน่ใจนะว่าทำไมส่วนหลังบ้านของที่นี่ถึงมีอันเนี้ยแต่ที่อื่นไม่มี ที่ควรมีน่าจะแบบตรงนี้ แต่ไม่มีอยู่ส่วนหลังบ้านของใครสักคนแทน โอเคแล้วรีบพาเอมาที่นี่มาอยู่ข้างล่างนี่เหรอเราจะเข้ายังไงอ่ะเราต้องมีอะไรนะ เอ๊ะมันอยู่ไหนอะมันไม่มีแถวนี้อ่ะเฮ้หรือว่าตีอันนั้นไปก็ได้ ฉันไม่รู้อยู่ไหนกันนะไออันนั้นอะเขาให้หาอันนั้นปะหรือว่าไม่จำเป็นฉันไม่เข้าใจฮะฉันไม่จำเป็นต้องหาไอ้พลังงานนั่นล่ะฉันว่าไม่จำเป็นแน่เลยกดผิดข้างบนข้างบนโอ้ Oh my god อยู่ๆแชทก็ไหลข้างบนล่ะว่าตั้งมาตั้งแต่ข้างบนนู่นเลยเหรออ่ะเราค่อยๆบินลงมาแล้วกันนะแป๊บหนึ่งอ่ะ ไม่รู้ว่าอยู่ไหนอะเรามาตั้งแต่ข้างบนค่อยๆบินลงมาไหนวะที่ไหนอะอ๋อนี่ไงใช่ไหมโอเคขอบคุณนะครับผมโอเคเข้ามาได้ละโอเคในที่สุดก็มาถึงสักทีจริงมหัศจรรย์มหัศจรรย์หันการันยอมากเลยค่ะเธอโอเคปะ
It's getting worse again.
Oh.
But it's fine.
Oh no.
I'm happy. This is a place I once sealed off with my own hands. The entrance to Raiden Makoto's realm of consciousness.
Oh.
It looks like she will no longer allow me to do with this body as I please.
Huh? What are you talking about? And who is she? Makoto?
เราจะเข้าไปเหรอฉันกลัวนะเนี่ยเรเดนน่าจะบอกว่าไม่มีเวลาอธิบายตามฉันมาโอเคฮะที่จริงเราทำหน้าตกใจได้นะแต่แบบคือเรากดไม่ทันด้วย
Paimon's dizzy.
Where
did we get sucked into this time?
See.
Whoa. This place.
อันนี้แค่เปลี่ยนสีแฮะ
Look over there.
ไหนอะไร
It's another A.
ฮะ
We meet again, traveler. This body is an assistant to the one within, but it is also the guardian of the rules. Should the one within wish to stray from the rules, this body shall stand in her way.
Wait, Paimon knows that voice. Is that the puppet?
ใช่
You have wandered the realm in my body, and you appear to have grasped the true essence of eternity. You believe your present self has greater certainty than your former self. Thus, you believe your present self is correct, don't you? But have you really been enlightened with new ideas? Or have you been degraded by irreversible erosion? I'm here to show you my answer. We are both warriors, and the dialogue we must now have shall be conducted by the blade alone.
Oh no. Oh no. ฉันไม่พร้อมนะ
you alright now?
The discomfort I was experiencing earlier was caused by the Shogun rejecting my continued use of her body.
โอเค
As she indicates, once I started
จะพยายาม
entertaining the
เข้าใจ
idea
นะ
of change, I became hostile in her eyes. But inside the
hostile
realm of consciousness, I exist independently of her. She cannot affect me in this way. Though she is a puppet, the Shogun has her own consciousness too. When necessary, she appears here to confront me.
อะไรขอบคุณสำหรับ follow นะคะขอบคุณนะคะผมยังไม่พร้อมจริงๆนะตอนนี้เบลอไปหมดแล้วหรือนี่จะเป็นสิ่งที่เธอเคยบอกฉันกลไกการป้องกันตัวของความเป็นนิรันดร์ใช่อันข้างล่างดีกว่า
Paimon gets that everyone has their internal battles and stuff, but not like this. It's a bit extreme.
ใช่มันเอ็กซ์ตรีมเกินไป
A showdown with the Shogun? Never thought we'd see that day.
The rules I set for the Shogun are... No. The Shogun herself is the manifestation of my past ideals, the very foundation stone of eternity. It shall not be easily swayed. I would not try to change her if it wasn't necessary.
Isn't there any other way? Can't you talk it through or something?
ใช่ทำไมไม่คุยกันปกติอะมีการเจรจาสงบศึกกันอยู่เลยต้นสตรีมอะไม่ใช่คนชื่อเรื่องนี้ตัวเองหรอกเหรอ
Both just want the best for Inazuma.
My form is a symbol of supreme
Oh
majesty
no.
in which has been
Echo
vested
ขึ้นมาแล้ว
power over all the realm. It is the cohesive embodiment of all that constitutes the Raiden Shogun. It inherits A's pain, the pain of inevitable loss that comes as she moves forward. So too does it inherit her determination to reach eternity. Every action undertaken is for the sake of resisting erosion. Determination, courage, love, hatred. All of these will be degraded and distorted by the incessant flow of time. Only rules shall remain constant for eternity. Those were my thoughts when I created you. Now, they are towering obstacles that I have no choice but to overcome. You wish to make yourself my enemy? I am your past, the everlasting law, the guardian of eternity. And I am she who promised a dream to her subjects. Raiden A. Even the proud and mighty maiden was cut down and disgraced.
อะไรวะฉันไม่พอแบบฉันเขาอยู่ไกลๆห่างๆอย่างห่วงๆก่อนได้ไหม
There is no escape. Strike dead.
จำท่าโชกุนไปแล้วไม่ได้แล้วเว้ยอันนี้ฉันจำอุ๊ยฉันจำท่านางไม่ได้แล้วเว้ยจ้ะอุ๊ยอะไรวะอุ๊ยinferior อะไรตอนนี้ตื่นเต้นอุ้ยใช่แล้ววะแป๊บนึงขอขั้นโฆษณาตรงนี้แป๊บนึงขออันนี้จัดกระเป๋าของกินกันกระเป๋าของกินไล่หลอมากเลยพี่กินอันนี้ไปก่อนแล้วกันเนาะ กินของอร่อยจะสุ่มอายาโตะไหมคะอยากสุ่มนะแต่ไพโมเจมแป๊บนึงนะไพโมเจมน่าจะไม่ไหวเลยป่ะอยู่ไหนอยู่ข้างหลังฉันเธอนี่ร้ายนะเนี่ย จ้ะฉันจำท่าเธอไม่ได้
Inazuma shines eternal. Illusions are but distractions. Ha!
โอเค เมื่อกี้เราตอบไปได้ยังนะ ใช่เราอยากสุ่มอายาโตะแต่ทุกคนเห็นไพโมเจมแล้วไหม150เห็นอยู่แล้วนะแต่ก็โอเคอยู่แหละเนาะเธอทำอะไรอยู่อะ Thunder
Torn to oblivion. Without yearning, all returns to silence.
เราควรจะเก็บสเตมิน่าไว้วิ่งหนีด้วยเนาะเดินสักหน่อยหมายถึงวิ่งเพลงสนุกนะโอ้ย absurd
No escape. Now you shall define lightning that envelops all of Inazuma will fade silently.
มีกี่เฟสเนี่ย
There shall never be another. Never. For the
Oh.
rest of time.
แต่เพลงเพอนะฉันชอบเพลงตอนไฟ
Insolent.
อะไรวะไหนวะเขาอยู่ไหนกันรู้ไหมตอนฉันแบทเทิลหลายๆครั้งฉันก็เป็นอย่างนี้แหละ
Illusion shattered.
คือแบบไม่เข้าใจว่ามันอยู่ไหนอ่ะไม่รู้ว่าศัตรูอยู่ไหนโอ้เป็นจองหลีหรือไงฮะ
The lands.
โอ้เหนื่อยเอ้า
Shine down on the land of eternity.
กินข้าวกันไหมคือไรเดนอิ่มหรือยังอะใช่ไรเดนจะอิ่มแล้วอะไรเดนจะอิ่มแล้วก่อนไม่นะจะให้ไรเดนกินอะไรล่ะเท้าจะอิ่มแล้วอะจะอิ่มแล้วนะก็ไม่สนใจแล้วเดี๋ยวก็ได้3,000 เพชร3,000 เพชรเหรอโอ้3,000เลยเหรอนี่เหรอฉันไม่ได้เตรียมพร้อมมาก่อนนะเข้าใจปะฉันก็นึกว่าแบบยังมีเวลาสัก2-3 นาทีไหมถ้าเธอไม่ว่าอะไรขอฉันไปทำกับข้าวก่อนได้หรือเปล่าโอเค
Have you finally defeated her?
ไม่จริงมันต้องมีเฟส 2มันต้องมีเฟส 2เว้ยใครจะไปเชื่อ
It appears your martial prowess has not dulled. But how long can your will remain strong?
How the heck?
ไซมอนสื่ออารมณ์ผู้เล่นได้ดีมากโอเคโชกุนหุ่นเชิดไล่เทียนพานไม่ใช่หรอใช่เหรอ
In
จำไม่
this
ได้
realm of consciousness, her existence is tenacious indeed. She was built to resist erosion. Her will is stronger than any other living beings, including you and me.
Then, does that mean this is gonna be a never-ending battle?
Maybe.
Oh,
I have to prove to her
maybe
that my
นั่นแหละ
present will is no product of erosion.
แค่คิดก็เหนื่อยแล้วอะ
The future I shall forge will be a grand undertaking, one that will be resistant to erosion. If I don't do this, the Shogun's rules can never change, and Inazuma can never move forward. This is my duty. No matter how long this battle may last, months, years, centuries. And no matter how many times we must fight, 500 years ago, humanity proved their strength in battle. Here in the present, they rely on their ambition to challenge wayward practices, tear them out like the diseased wood of an old sakura tree, so that new, healthy branches might spring to life in their place. It is about time that I learned to trust them. I understand that. But if the dreams of which Makoto spoke are true eternity, a short moment for which the Shogun does not exist is nothing to fear. I fight for the everlasting future of Inazuma. However long the battle may last, it is but a drop in the ocean of eternity. I vow to the subjects of Inazuma that I shall one day return. This is my oath. Please, be my witness. During my absence, I place everything in Miko's hands.
But this means that...
Pass on my words.
เอ๊ะอ้าว ไม่นะ จะสู้อย่างนั้นนิรันดรจริงๆล่ะ
Looks like we got kicked out.
ถูกไล่ออกจากทีม ไม่นะ
What do we do? Are we really just gonna leave A and the Shogun to keep on duking it out in there forever?
ไม่รู้สิไพมอน
Making sense. And maybe this is the only way to change the Shogun's rules, but still.
ไม่มีร่างเนื้อจำเป็นต้องพึ่งพาโชกุนก็จริงนะ
Right? Also, A can be pretty stubborn at times and has a history of rushing into difficult situations. What if she gets too obsessed with winning and she forgets why she's there in the first place? It could happen, and then she might never leave again.
อ๋อ ใช่ งานของเรายังไม่จบไพมอน
Yeah, we should help her out, like we did last time. The quicker she gets through this, the better.
ใช่
Is there any way we can cut down how long she needs to spend in there? Or, help her win the fight? Well, whatever. We can't let anything bad happen to A while she's in there. Oh, but we also can't get in there anymore. Okay, well, first things first. We gotta find a way back in.
ขอบคุณสำหรับไลค์ครับผม
Okay, maybe if we both ram into it at the same time really, really hard.
ไปหาย่าไม่โกรธเถอะนะไพมอนอย่าเลย
Oh, you're right. Paimon nearly forgot about her.
เอา
Who knows if she really understands these consciousness realm plane
ไพมอนลืมแย้ไปได้ไง
But there's no one else we can turn to. All right, up the mountain we go.
โอเค โอ้ดีจริงๆเลย เขามีอูเบอร์ตั้งแต่เมื่อไหร่อ่ะ Yeah.
Someone's not in the best of moods. Let me guess. You're all tangled up in another situation and need me to unravel it for you. I hope you realize how lucky you are. If it was anyone else, I don't think I'd have the patience to keep greeting them with a smile after the first few times.
But you're always smiling.
That was a figure of speech. Do you understand? Nitpicking my turns of phrase. The sheer audacity.
Oh, yeah. Something really big's happened. It's A. She...
งั้นเราก็เล่าทุกอย่างให้เขาฟัง
Oh, okay, I see. So, A's decided to palm Inazuma off on the humans, while she goes off on her own to fight a fierce battle that doesn't even have an end date. Impossibly stubborn. Jumps straight to the most extreme course of action imaginable, presumes her sheer will can see her through, despite a near impossible goal that requires nothing short of the very peak of her abilities. Yes, that sounds like A all right. You know as well as I do that she's always been like this. Why start fretting about it now? Rushed into it without thinking. Well put. Oh, she acts like such a child sometimes. So you seem to be under the impression that I am able to offer some sort of help? Who gave you that idea?
Is she playing dumb? She's doing this on purpose, for sure!
Aha, you're learning, little one. But really, the truth of the matter is that I don't know much more about Raiden Makoto's realm of consciousness than you do. All I know is that it's the foundation of the sacred Sakura, and from what I've heard, it's a little different from A's plane of euthymia.
Because Raiden Makoto is no longer alive?
Not just because of that. The nature of the space itself is different in some way. But I can only speculate. You're the ones who have actually been there, so you tell me. What was it like? Anyway, we needn't worry about the details too much. It'll just be a little difficult to explain things later on, that's all. First things first. Follow me to the entrance.
โอเคกลับไปที่เดิมใช่ไหมพื้นที่ลึกลับลงมาแล้วก็ลงมาตรงนี้เอาอันนี้มาแล้วก็เขาเปิดแล้วนี่เนาะไปเราต้องทำอะไรต่ออ่ะ
Now then, I always have my ways. It's just a question of how crafty I need to be. To the outsider, the realm of consciousness is a very abstract concept. Luckily, I'm A's familiar, so I can sense her rough whereabouts. In other words, even though I can't pinpoint the exact spatial location of this realm, I can still send you to where A is.
So, it's abstract, but has a location, but you don't know where it is, but you can still send us there.
ใช่เป็นอะไรที่ซับซ้อน
No need to
มา
try
ก
and understand it. Let me put this simply. Right now, she is surrounded by chaos. Everything is turbulent and disordered. If you try to force your way in, you could be swept away by a giant wave that sets you down in an unknown corner of space-time. This is precisely why when entering the plane of euthymia, it's much safer if you place your consciousness in a physical object first.
What? Alright, well, Paimon's staying here then. You two can go in.
ไพมันต้องไปด้วย
Suit yourself. Worst case scenario, all we stand to lose is A. So what's the big deal?
Paimon's headed up to here with both of you!
Oh, well, if you're quite sure, then of course.
ไปกัน
Now, I
ไป
shall send you on your way. I say.
ทำไมหรือ
Oh, nothing. It just seems extraordinarily chaotic, that's all. My suspicions have been confirmed. By the way, remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside.
เมื่อ
Only
กี้
a
เรามีโอ
strong
กาส
enough will can prevent you
ให้
from
ไป
being
ทำอาหาร
swallowed
มา
by
แล้ว
the
นะ
giant waves of abstract space. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination. Well then, the door is open. Hop on in.
อย่าเพิ่งให้
I'll
เรา
stay
เข้าได้ไหม
outside and provide what stability I can.
เรายังไม่ได้
I'll
ทำ
be
กับ
ready to
กับ
respond
ข้าว
if
มา
anything happens. I'm placing
ไม่
my
นะ
body
ฉัน
in
ลืมไป
capable
แล้ว
hands.
ไม่ฉันไม่มีกับ
For
ข้าว
my sake and for Inazuma's, please bring her back.
อย่าเพิ่งเข้าไปได้หรือเปล่า
Miko, you better know what you're doing!
That's enough chatter. Get to work.
โอเคไม่ทำกับข้าวก็ได้ โอ้คาซีน
Remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination.
Oh, เขายังอยู่กันสินะ ถ้าไม่ใช่ถ้าเป็น A เขาจะมีแบบไฮไลท์ใช่ไหมไม่ใช่ไฮไลท์สิผมมันจะเรืองแสงตาด้วยอ่ะตกใจเหรอ
How can this be?
ฉันก็ไม่รู้เหมือนกันเอง
You have returned. But how were you able to get back in? And how come you have not changed at all in all these years?
ผ่านไปไม่เท่าไหร่เอง
This is a duel to remember. It is as if we have returned to the moment when the laws of eternity were first established. Your will today is as strong as it was back then.
เชื่อไหมว่าลูมีน่ารักขึ้นทุกแพทจริงลูมีน่ารักขึ้นทุกแพทจริง
Over countless battles, not once have you lost, and never have you shown the slightest hesitation. Had I made all enemies of eternity stand against you, you still would not have wavered.
ๆอ๋อลืมกดอัตโนมัติ
For
sorry
your firm commitment to enforcing the rules, you have my admiration too. You bring honor to the title of Guardian of Eternity.
Guardian
Now
of
these two return
Eternity
once more to this space. An inevitability of fate, perhaps. Then, let this be our final duel, the conclusion to that which began 500 years ago. Final duel? Huh. So you're finally willing to stand back, traveler.
จบทุกอย่างอ่ะฉันยังไม่มีอาหารให้เธอเลยนะ
I'm going to be the start of something new.
Let's go
The time our duels took to fight was long enough to witness the rise and fall of nations.
สุดยอดไปเลย
Consumed, great enough to vaporize the oceans and turn day into night.
ดีนะ ที่เขาให้ใช้โชกุน
Sufficient to penetrate
ไม่งั้นคือใช้ตัวที่เราปั้นมาเองคือตายแน่นอน ตายตั้งแต่ครั้งแรก
I will endure forever.
Oh my god โอเค เอาอันนี้ไปก่อนละกันเนาะโอเคไปไหนอยู่นั่น
Witness the final calamity.
พลาดไปปะชิโคตรเจ๋งโอเค energy หมด energy หมดแป๊บหนึ่ง ขอเดินแป๊บหนึ่งได้ไหมอ่ะ
Shine down.
คือเราต้องตีเหรอ
Erase all threats.
เรายังไม่ตายใช่ไหม เกือบตาย โอเค
No escape.
เกือบตายอีกแล้วเนี่ยฉันต้องทำยังไง ฉันไม่เข้าใจสิฉันจะเป็นไรไม่ใช่อันนี้หรือเปล่า อันนี้เว้ยฉันต้องทำอะไรวะ
There is no escape. Illusion shattered. Ruin followed by blade.
คือจะตายหลายรอบแล้ว คือเราไม่ต้อง first try ก็ได้มั้ง
Torn to oblivion. Ruin followed by blade.
ว้าว first try เหรอ สุดปังไปเลย พร้อมกับอาหารนั้นล่อยหลอในกระเป๋าของดิฉัน
This is the end. You have won.
เย่ชนะแล้วไม่ดีใจบ้างนะฉันนี่ตบมือยิ่งกว่าอะไร
I believe you are incapable of transcending the past.
ฮะ
But it seems my belief was baseless, and I underestimated your spirit. But a will that cannot be eroded has no way to embrace the future. You need not worry about the future, and you aren't alone. I know your power more than anyone else.
ดันกลม
Had
ดิก
I
เลย
relied upon my strength alone, I would have lost this duel for sure. Yet, my reason for fighting redefined my martial prowess and redrew my limits. I now carry the gaze of the myriad of expectant eyes that look to the light in the heavens. And whenever I think of this, I feel something stirring within Muso Ishin. The blade that I inherited from Makoto seems to be trying to guide me, to encourage me. I noticed it also. Just now in the heat of battle, it seemed to unleash a new and unfamiliar power. This power is beyond the limits of my understanding. This blade belonged to Makoto. Perhaps it can only respond to me with its full power when I truly understand and believe in her. When I clasped Muso Ishin in my hands, I had the feeling that she was by my side once again. It was at once a familiar feeling and a strange one. Makoto barely wielded a blade in her life, and yet her blade brings me closer to her. You have my approval.
ดีกันแล้วใช่ไหม
Your present will is not the product of erosion. I shall no longer stop you from attempting to modify the rules. From this day forth, this body will remain your assistant. I won't design any more rules that can never be changed. You used to represent my past, but from today onward, you are me. Makoto never saw me as a fearless weapon. Likewise, I should not regard you as a mere tool. You truly have changed. I suppose this is what humans call growth. I understand. I shall become your shadow, just as you were once Makoto's shadow. The duties I perform will not change. But as a warrior, I look forward to the chance to fight like this again in the future. Do you say this because you have not yet reconciled yourself with your defeat? It was simply a new experience for me. One that is worth reliving.
Have you finished fighting then? Like, for real this time?
ใช่ไหมเกิดอะไรขึ้นอ่ะโมโชอิชินกำลังเปล่งแสงเหรอ
Hello, A. And greetings, those who have come to bear witness. I am Raiden Makoto, the previous Electro Archon, who failed in my duties and left you all to pick up the pieces. Makoto? I'm so happy. You've come so far. I always knew you would make it here in the end. I left a faint fragment of my will in Muso Ishin, so that in the moment that you unleashed its full power, I too would be released.
พี่สาวเสียงหวานใช่
Convoluted way to reach you, but well, you held such deeply entrenched views at the time that you wouldn't have listened to a word I said. There was no time to wait for you to have a change of heart. Please forgive me. All I could do was find some way to wait until you came to me. But you never mentioned this to me. Everything happened so suddenly. I'm sorry. I've always felt terrible for having to entrust Inazuma to you all of a sudden. I should have been the one to impart these ideas to you, a little at a time, to dissuade you from your pursuit of stillness. Did you know what was about to happen in Conria? I had some sense of it. That place was not somewhere that any Archon could afford to ignore. In my present form, I can no longer perceive time. I don't know how long we have been separated before this reunion, and I don't know what Inazuma has experienced in the meantime. But I know that this must have been an extremely arduous journey for you. And I'm sure you must have wanted to shed tears many times along the way. Don't look down on me. See? You admit it. It was with this possibility in mind that I left a parting gift for you. Something to soothe Inazuma's pain. Here, take it, before my last shred of consciousness fades away. But it is you who must take the most important step.
Wow. Oh. อะไรอ่ะ
The light turned into a seed?
The miracle tree that blesses the people, in this moment new to the world and yet to be known. When to plant it, where it shall bloom. She who brings it into being must let her heart and dreams decide. Grant it life.
ใช่เคทซีนี้สวยมาก
Is it really? Eternity extends time into infinity. Dreams illuminate each moment within. When both shine in unison, the sacred sakura blooms from the darkness, finally free from the clutches of the heavenly principles. Now the nightmare has dissipated, and reality is made whole. The vision we both yearn for is still further ahead. My only regret is that I cannot witness Inazuma's future, nor can I walk this journey with you. Do you know, I am so happy right now, because my final wish has now come true. Your polearm once protected me from countless calamities. For this, I've always felt indebted to you. Though I could never repay you in full, this sacred sakura will buy you some time until you are ready to awaken and embrace the new. What do you think? Did it do the trick? This time, it really is goodbye,
Oh my god สวยมาก
Goodbye, Makoto.
เหมือนดูหนังโรงอยู่เลยอะเสียงนี่มาเต็มมากภาพก็สวยไอ้ที่เมื่อกี้เงียบ
So
ก็แบบ
the A of the present planted the sacred sakura in the realm of consciousness,
สวยมาก
and
อะ
it took
ใช่
root
ไหม
in the Inazuma
มอง
of
ใก
the
ล้ๆก็ยัง
past.
เห็นพาร์ติเคิลอะเข้าใจไหมโอเคในปัจจุบันได้ปลูกต้นเซอร์ก็ได้มาในประเทศส่วนนี้
No matter what you make of it, it's quite incredible.
อ๋อจริง
All of this is thanks to Makoto's power. Her understanding of eternity is much more profound than mine. Eternity is a concept intimately connected with time. When you begin to touch on eternity, the concept of time becomes murky.
อ๋อมันเข้าใจยากนะอันเนี้ยแต่มันก็แบบเป็นเควสที่แบบโอ้โหเป็นนิรันดร์เวลาเดินไปข้างหน้าแล้วถอยกลับหลั
A
ง
place where time is meaningless and cannot be understood with ordinary logic. So that was the turbulence I was sensing. Perhaps that is the reason why you were able to return precisely to this point in time without any problems. And yet, that sense of disorderliness has now completely disappeared.
I don't fully understand yet. But my intuition tells me that the reason for everything, it's that seed.
Well, I'm not convinced that it was
เป็นอะไรที่
Makoto's
แบบ
power alone.
มันซับซ้อนจริงๆแหละไอ้เควสเนี่ยโอ้ไม่นะเสียงหายแฮะเดี๋ยวจะพูดให้ฟังแล้วกันฉันเข้าใจที่เธอคิดตั้งที่อยากจะมีพลังที่แข็งแกร่งกว่าเกี่ยวข้องด้วยจริงๆก็ได้ แต่อย่างไรก็ตามวิธีนี้ของเธอก็ช่วยปกป้องพวกเราทุกคนในนาทีสุดท้าย
Without the sacred Sakura, Inazuma would likely have been completely swallowed up centuries ago by that disaster and the filth.
I know you've always perceived there was something special about the sacred Sakura, but to me, it has always been there. You've tried in the past to prove to me that there's a connection between the sacred Sakura and Makoto's consciousness, but unfortunately, you never did persuade me, did you?
No, but I understand why now. It was because the sacred Sakura hadn't even been planted then.
But don't you think that tree looked a lot different than how it does now?
The sacred Sakura is within my purview at the shrine, so obviously I get to prune it exactly how I like it.
Ugh. Now we see who's pulling the strings.
I'm joking. That tree has been through a lot since it first sprouted. We have the loving care of Kitsune over the ages to thank for how it appears today. And obviously I played my part too. It's fair to say that very little time passed between the moment you came out of that realm and the moment you re-entered it. But in that same time, centuries of battling took place on the inside, did it not? Traveler, if I'm guessing correctly, you were repeating your wishes to yourself in your mind, weren't you? At that time, I could sense A's whereabouts, but I also sensed anomalies in the flow of time within that space. Suffice to say, time added a whole new dimension to our search. Simply establishing a location was not sufficient. Fortunately, your will was strong enough that the turbulence carried you to the moment in time most likely to be the intersection of all that you were wishing for. The flow of turbulence may well have been influenced by Makoto, but it took everyone's efforts combined to ultimately help A. So this time, it looks like thanks are due to you.
Does that mean it wasn't by chance that we ended up at the final duel? We were always meant to be there to witness what was going to happen?
It was always meant to be. ผมลิขิตที่หลีกเลี่ยงไม่ได้
I thought that the flow of time was the same on the inside and the outside. So it was a great shock to me when the traveler reappeared.
อ๋อ มันผ่านแบบหลายปี10 ปี100 ปีอะไรนู่นนี่นั่นใช่ปะมันก็น่าตกใจแหละเนาะ
My first thought was, has a great disaster befallen Inazuma?
อ๋อโอ้โห
But it turned out you had come to rescue me. You came for my sake, to help me reach the best possible outcome. You too have my thanks. You have done much for me, and I will never forget it.
Hey, how are you feeling now?
My body has fully recovered, and the Shogun's will no longer fights against me.
Always thrilled to hear you're in good health. But I was really asking about your emotions. Have you managed to calm down? After all, you saw Makoto in there, didn't you?
I only heard her voice. I wouldn't say I saw her. I'll be fine. It brought a few things back, of course, but I've made my decision to move forward. I have to say, this has reminded me once again just how brilliant Makoto was. She predicted all the ways in which Inazuma's future could unfold, all the way back then. She even factored my immaturity into her plan. It's all thanks to her that Inazuma lived to see this day. I just planted a seed.
แต่จำนวนของเธอและมาโกโตะก็เป็นสิ่งที่ขาดไม่ได้นะ
Yeah, it was thanks to everything you did that you got to see her again. That's amazing.
การกระทำสุดท้ายดูเหมือนจะง่ายได้แต่มันสั่งสมมาด้วยความพยายามที่นับไม่ถ้วน ใช่ จะให้เป็นเพราะเหตุผลนี้แล้วดูถูกตัวเองจนเกินไปไม่ได้เด็ดขาด
Thank you.
Today, at long last, you and Inazuma finally emerge from the shadows cast by the events of centuries past. Makoto and you are Inazuma's past and future, and both are indispensable.
It's rare to hear such comforting words from you. I graciously accept them.
Oh, come on. You only think it's rare because you never used to listen to a word I say.
Makoto said the exact same thing.
Great minds think alike, I wonder, does that qualify me to, maybe, take the position of shogun for a couple of days? Actually, no. Forget that. Far more trouble than it's worth.
We will have to end the frivolities there. There is much work to be done. The Shogun and I will closely review the Inazuma of today to find out where things currently stand. Then, we will give careful consideration to the future. After that, I will abolish the Sakoku Decree.
Really? That's huge news!
I am no longer pursuing an eternity defined by stasis. In which case, there is no further need to keep the nation under lock and key. I don't doubt that many challenges lie ahead for Inazuma.
ต้องมีการเผชิญหน้ากับสิ่งใหม่ๆอีกมากมายเช่นกัน
I'm looking forward to it.
ฉันตื่นเต้นมากเลยเนี่ยนี่ไงความฝันอันแสนสั้นเย้เราคุยกับเขาหน่อยดีกว่าคุยกับยายมิโกะกัน
Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them.
เกี่ยวกับการท้าทายเกี่ยวกับการสนใจของเขาโอ้โหเยอะมากจริงๆเลยโอเค
Abolishing the Sakoku Decree has a myriad of implications. It would be folly to say that it will be all positive, and there will be no negative repercussions. For example, I can foresee the outside world posing a threat to Inazuma's businesses. These are the issues that I must work to solve.
Hey, you're thinking about this all so conscientiously. I've only got as far as wondering whether I'll be able to sell entrance tickets to the Grand Narukami Shrine in the future.
Honestly, Miko. Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma. Makoto's gaze was always fixed on the people of Inazuma. I always assumed it was because that was her duty. But now, I see that hers was a gaze full of delight and hope. It was not just a duty, but a joy too.
This is
She loved humanity
character development ใช่ไหมใช่
If the people of the past deserve the god's attention, then so do the people of the future.
Indeed. No longer will I ignore their passions and dreams. Many challenges still lie ahead for to put it bluntly. It was constant torture. Faced with an endless battle, I had to remain focused at all times. Had my concentration lapsed for but a moment, the Shogun's blade would have taken my life.
Oh.
Safe to say, were it not for my previous experiences in combat, my skills would not have been up to the challenge. And through it all, you also had your part to play. Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma.
Okay.
But don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I will be sure to remind the Tenryo and Yashiro commissions of their duties in this regard.
Okay.
It's not only the monsters that I am worried about. I'm concerned about what else might escape from the sacred Sakura.
That's a tough one, all right. There's plenty more besides memories held in the
Oh.
ley lines.
น่ากลัวนะเนี่ย
Since you clearly understand, perhaps you could think about making an effort too. Many challenges still lie ahead for
Okay.
Yai Miko said nothing of the sort, and the traveler has some nerve making up spurious claims about her while she is still present. Some words are not to be passed on. Trust me, you don't want to know the cost of betraying me. Just think of the things I said to you as our little secret. Understood?
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Ooh, I suddenly want some
เปลี่ยนเรื่อง
fried
เก่งนะเนี่ย
tofu.
แย่เนี่ยอ๋อ
Many challenges still lie ahead
Okay.
for Inazuma. But
มีคำถามอะไรแล้วแหละอ่ะฮะ เราถามทุกอย่างแล้วนี่เนาะนั่นก็คือ2 เควสที่ผ่านไปแล้ว อย่างไม่รวดเร็วเท่าไหร่ ใช้เวลาประมาณ3 ชั่วโมง ถ้าจะรวมสตรีมก่อนก็3 ชั่วโมงครึ่งประมาณนั้นก็เป็นเวลาที่โอเค ประมาณชั่วโมงกว่าๆชั่วโมงครึ่งชั่วโมงกว่าๆนั่นแหละ ของแต่ละเควสนะ เป็นเวลาที่เข้าใจได้เป็นเวลาที่เข้าใจได้ ฉันต้องไปไหนเราไปเอาอันนี้ก่อนแล้วกันนี่แหละนะเราทำเควสแค่นี้กันได้ไหมอันอื่นเราไปทำหลังใหม่จะทำให้หมดไปเลย คือมันก็ได้แหละ แต่เราก็หิวข้าวแล้วนะ เดี๋ยวมาเอาไอ้อะไรนะอิเล็กโทคูลัสตรงนี้ก่อน คืออิเล็กโทคูลัสข้างบนศาลเจ้าเราไม่รู้ว่ามันอยู่ไหนเหมือนกัน ซึ่งเดี๋ยวค่อยไปหาดูตามเว็บว่าเขาไปเอากันยังไงแล้วกันเนาะนี่เราต้องลงบ่อไปก่อนดูไม่ใช่อยู่ข้างบนนั้นใช่ไหมทั้งหมดเลยฉันยังกินข้าวไม่หมดเลยนะกลับไปกินข้าวกันได้หรือเปล่าเอาเป็นว่าเราจบก่อนดีกว่าเพราะเราหิวมากเดี๋ยวมันจะไม่เอนเตอร์เทนเท่าไหร่ดูเพลินดีงั้นเราขอไปกินข้าวก่อนแล้วค่อยมาขึ้นสตรีมใหม่ก็ได้นะทุกคนว่าเราหิวจริงๆนะโอเคค่ะเราขอจบตรงนี้ก่อนนะแล้วเราก็ไปกินข้าวไปทำธุระอะไรก่อนแล้วก็น่าจะขึ้นสตรีมใหม่ทำเควสอื่นๆนะคะโอเควันนี้ก็ขอบคุณทุกคนที่เข้ามาดูไลฟ์ลี่ในการเรียกว่าอะไรนะเคลียร์เควสเกนชิน2 เควสรวดนะคะขอบคุณทุกคนที่ดูมาจนจบด้วยนะครับโอเคบ๊ายบายงับพรุ่งนี้ก็ได้โอเคเจอกันนะคะบ๊ายบาย